All right. Welcome in, everyone. Welcome to the Coast to Coast podcast, a new sports podcast. We're very excited to
You
get
know you needed
started.
another one.
Thanks for being here. We got the host. Of course, we needed two more guys with a microphone talking about sports on the internet. We're your hosts. My name is Caleb. I'm here with, as always, with my buddy Connor on the mic. Gonna be talking some ball. How you doing, dude?
I'm doing great, man. I'm doing great. This is very exciting. Many years in the making, us doing
Yeah,
this. Uh,
yeah,
let's do it, man.
yeah. We
Let's do it.
we we've been Connor and I have been talking about this now for 5 years. Um,
I mean, yeah, for sure. For sure.
yeah,
If not
talking about
longer.
this now for about right. We went to college together. Those of you who don't know, but yeah, this is long in the making. Yeah, excited to get started. With the sports right now, we're just mainly gonna be focusing on some football. Um, so with that being said, let's hop into it. Let's hop into last week with week five, dude. There was some crazy games that happened in week
Crazy.
five.
Crazy games that happened in
Yeah.
week 5. I want to get started with, as of this recording, the most recent game, Monday Night Football, Jags, Chiefs. This game was insane,
Ooh.
man. This game was absolutely
Crazy
insane.
game. Crazy game.
Jags go to 4-1, Chiefs to 2-3, just like we all expected before the season.
Of course. Of course. And we got
I just want
Duval, baby.
to Duval. You remember
Duval.
that?
Oh yeah,
You
dude.
remember when Liam
And they
Cohen
were
did that when he got hired? Everybody thought, oh
and yeah, and
man,
everyone
it's over. Write him off. Get him out of here.
Dude, there were so many tweets after he said Duval and it was like 0 and 17.
Duval.
They're like 0 and 17, not
0
winning a single
17,
game this year.
4-1.
It's crazy.
Surprise.
And everyone is saying 4-1. It's nuts, dude.
Nuts. It's nuts. I want to ask you just, you're watching this game and you
Right.
watch Trevor Lawrence fall on the ground and then stand up and win the game. What were you thinking when you saw that?
Dude, Trevor Lawrence is such an interesting case to me because he has flashes where it's like, oh, this guy's a good quarterback. This guy
Absolutely.
can lead a team into the playoffs. And then once a game, he has the most boneheaded interception you will see. And it's like it's like in his contract or something that if he's having every game he plays, he's like, you got to find the defender once.
At least
Um,
once.
I
At
as
least.
I'm watching that last play though, it's pretty insane play. Like for him to get his foot to get stepped on, him to fall down, and then to get up and break two tackles and score a touchdown like that. Um,
I mean,
I have a
it's
question for you.
ridiculous. Oh, sure.
Yeah, I really quick, just like leaning into what you asked. Did you see Chris Jones on that play?
I was just about to mention that.
Yeah,
It's really crazy because he probably isn't scoring if every member
right,
on the defense is trying their best. If every member of the
right.
Chiefs was trying their best on that play, he probably is not. He doesn't get it. But they saw him
No,
go down. Mostly Chris Jones. Chris Jones got highlighted, but I feel like a lot of the defenders were just like, "Oh, play's over.
yeah.
We got it.
Like they forgot. They were
Nope.
like, "Oh wait, we have to touch him."
Yeah, we gotta
Like,
touch them."
and then it's amazing. Like I when I went back and saw, and you're right, Chris Jones was highlighted. A couple of them were doing it, but I think it's just because Chris Jones was standing there,
Oh yeah, he
like,
didn't. He was just motionless. He didn't even
yes,
react.
like he
He
was
was
just.
like,
It's
"Oh
like he was just
no."
watching.
Like, he was. That's exactly what he was doing. I don't
Yeah,
know.
which is like,
It's tough. I
yeah,
mean, it's tough, but like, dog, you gotta try. We gotta at least attempt. I don't know.
yeah, and like, yeah. Go for it. I'm sorry, I
Yeah,
cut you off.
I think that overall though, to just talking about the Chiefs,
Yeah,
they didn't look that bad to me as a
no,
whole. I think Patrick Mahomes, other than the absolutely back-breaking pick six on the 1 yard line, pretty good
right,
game. And it's really hard to win a game when you throw a pick six on the 1 yard line. So
yeah,
it's tough because I do think they played a solid game. And I think overall their outlook on the season is fairly positive. But this was not, yeah, This was not good. I'll shout out Devin Lloyd on the pick though. League leading 4
Yeah.
interceptions, tied for league. Devin Lloyd, what a
Man,
story!
as
What a
everyone
redemption
predicted,
story.
huh? Everyone
I
predicted
called
leading
it.
the league,
I
huh?
had it written down. No, I definitely didn't. But yeah, shout out Devin
Dude,
Lloyd because that's really impressive. Because he
that
was
was like
going off.
a user Madden play, dude. That
It
was
for
like
sure
whenever
was.
you're playing someone online and you bait them into thinking you're blitzing and then just use your pick.
Yeah,
Like that's exactly what that was. And
yeah, it was beautiful simulated pressure. He was just up. He
and
just didn't see it at all,
dude,
Mahomes.
and then Patrick Mahomes was going to tackle him and you saw him in real time be like, nah, actually, like maybe not.
I'm
Like
not
he
getting
went to
there.
the ground, but like I agree with you about the Chiefs because I thought it was a really good game.
It
And
was.
like Trevor Lawrence threw a pick, Patrick Mahomes threw a pick. Um, Patrick Mahomes threw for 370 plus. And I'm gonna be honest, it was an easy 370
Yeah,
plus. Like when
it
he was
seemed
throwing
like
the
it.
ball, like he was just letting it. It looked like Patrick Mahomes. Like, but then again, like Trevor Lawrence on the other side, like I said, he made that one boneheaded interception, but
Mm-hmm.
other than that, he was lacing them
Oh
in
yeah.
there, dude. Like
Especially that end of the game there.
the
Beautiful
Brian
pass to
Thomas
Brian
one.
Thomas Jr. Oh my
Yeah,
goodness. Beautiful ball.
yeah, yeah.
Great catch as well. But not a clean catch, but a great catch.
And
He
speaking of
can
great
turn
catch,
it on. Speaking of great
sorry
catch.
to cut. Speaking of great
Speaking of
catch, I'm gonna bring this back up. Just showing the picture of Travis Hunter over those two defenders, the Chiefs. Um,
he is he's something else. And I'm gonna get my take off right now. I'm gonna get my take off on him right now, which is
okay,
this.
okay,
I think the discussion about Travis Hunter is right now a lot about how much the Jags gave up to get him and
right.
versus how they are using him, which is
Hmm.
totally fair because they gave up a lot, like a lot. And it
Yeah,
seems like they think he is going to, or at least they thought when they made that trade, he is going to play both sides. He's going to be a wide receiver. He's going to be a corner.
mm,
He's going to be a positive player on both sides of the ball. And if that's the case, like, yeah, you know what? That is a seriously impactful player that you give up a lot of assets for. I think we got to chalk it. I do not think it's going to work with him playing both sides of the ball. I know,
right.
obviously, caveat, it's only been 5 games. Fully understand that. And I will say this past game against the Chiefs was easily his most impressive game on both sides of the
It
ball.
was. You're right.
And so, that a little bit of pushback on my take, but still, I think that
Sure.
you got to pick one. In my opinion, you got to pick one. I would say it needs to be
Yeah.
wide receiver because
Right.
the return that you get up until this point, they've been playing him as like a 40% player on defense and like
Yeah.
50% on offense.
Yeah.
That's not going to work. You're getting no value out of him if you use him in that way, in my
Yeah.
opinion. So that's why I say
Yeah.
I think you got to pick one because if you watch him when they do let him get out there and work as a wide
Dude, he's a
receiver,
monster.
he's a monster. He moves differently. He's obviously not getting targeted that much right now, but if you just watch
Right.
him get off the line. You just watch him run a route. You watch him in this game at the catch point, like mossing 2 guys. Like this guy could absolutely be the number 1 wide receiver on that team over Brian Thomas, in my opinion, if they just let
Well,
him
he's
get
all.
in those offensive meetings and focus on being a wide receiver. That's what I think.
I agree,
And
and that's what a
just
lot of
before you add
people.
on to that, I just want to
Yes.
just make
Yeah.
it
Go for it.
totally clear. I want to make it totally clear. If
Mhm.
they do that, I still think they're losing the trade. You know what I mean? I still think that they've given up too
Oh,
much.
very interesting.
Because I just think at this point the cost is sunk. You know what I mean? The cost is sunk.
It's big.
I think that even if I guess there's a world where he's the new Jamar Chase, and we're like, oh, 2 first-round picks, that's nothing. But
Right.
probably not. But I think he can still
Yeah.
be an excellent, excellent wide receiver, and that is at least getting some value back because right now you're getting none. So that's where I'm at.
Yeah, yeah, and I agree with you. Like I think that what I was going to say is that that's what everyone was saying whenever he came out.
Right. That kind of, yeah.
Is they're like, look, and especially in the National Football League, like you have guys that their whole career are focused on defensive reps, or guys who are their whole career is focused on offensive reps.
Yep.
And you can either be like a jack of all trades but a master of none if you're doing what he's doing right now. And as of right
Absolutely.
now, he he's had like you're right. This past game has been his best game by far.
Hmm.
Um, and this past game, he looked like Trevor Lawrence's favorite target and not Brian Thomas Jr., which I think is why you lean into that because while he is a great defensive back. Like he has
Absolutely.
those skills.
Had a great play on
But
Travis Kelsey in this game.
yeah, and it's like you said though, like and I think what goes into that is exactly what you were saying, which is that if you're going to give up everything that they did to get him, you want as much longevity with his career as
For
possible.
sure.
And with
That's a
him
good point.
playing both sides of the field, his body's going to wear down. And like
Yep.
just let him focus on one or the other. I think he has more potential even though everyone was saying that he was a defensive back. I think he has more potential with what we've seen in the 5 weeks as wide receiver, like you said.
For sure. For sure.
Um, but I agree. Lean into that. Um,
Yeah. And I mean, you can see it mentally too, because there was a few
yeah,
times in this game where like Trevor Lawrence would audible, and I don't think he knew what was going on. Like you could
yeah,
watch Travis Hunter, and I don't think he knew the new call. And then
right,
immediately, you would literally see on the broadcast, Trevor Lawrence would get frustrated every once in a while, and then whenever a play like that would happen, Hunter's out the next snap. They take him out,
right.
and so that is just so obviously a result of he's not spending enough time in the offensive meetings. He's not spending enough time with the offense
Yeah,
to learn all these audibles and these intricate things that I'm sure Liam Cohen is putting on this offense. He's not learning
yeah,
them because he's spending time with the defense. And so I just think that that's
yeah.
in the long run gonna be detrimental to his career, along with the physical
It
stuff that you're talking about.
it it. I agree with you on that too because I think that like when you go into that when you talk about the ins and outs, the nuances of an NFL offense, and
Mm.
especially the one they're trying to run in Jacksonville, which is
Yeah,
their offense this year. They believe in it so much they shipped off Tank Bigsby for nothing, dude.
nothing.
Like
Yeah.
they were like we believe in our system so much to where Tootin can get the ball
Yep.
and we're fine with that. But Travis Etienne has turned himself around. Um
Absolutely. He must have. I think
and
it was had to be an injury last season that was
yeah,
impacting his play because he looks like a
yeah,
completely different player.
he does. He looks like Clemson Travis Etienne. Like
Absolutely.
that's what he looks like right now. And so when you're trying to learn the nuances of this offense, and also Trevor Lawrence knows that time is ticking. And so
Yeah,
he doesn't have as much patience as an organization might. Um, and especially if they're trying to go, they're 4-1 team now. There's a chance that they're a good seed in the playoffs. They look like a playoff team. And if you're
for
in the
sure.
playoffs and your guy who you're looking to be your 1A, 1B doesn't know the audibles because he's too busy thinking and in other meetings, then it's like you said, detrimental. So I agree with you 100%. I
Yeah.
think that's a very good point.
And this game against the Chiefs was the first time he played at all in two wide receiver sets, and it wasn't a lot. He only
Right.
got a couple snaps, but first time at all he was in two wide receiver sets. Which, come on, man, like get him if your wide receivers and two wide receiver sets are Brian Thomas Jr. and Travis Hunter, that's sick. You know what I mean? That's
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah.
Like it's a lot better than Parker Washington or like De'Ami Brown,
Yeah.
whoever else they've got out
Yeah.
there. So
Yeah. And
yeah,
hey, no hate to De'Ami Brown. Big Brown
I
fan.
mean
But
of
like,
course not, but it's Travis Hunter, man. Come on,
yeah, like you saw
Travis Hunter.
it's it's hard because at this point, because the NFL is such a production based league. Like it's
Mm-hmm.
such like a you produce or you're out. And that play that Travis Hunter made, that catch that he made, is far better than any play he's made on defense so far. And it's like
I agree.
lean into that because
Yep.
that's a hard play for any professional wide receiver to make. Um,
Absolutely it is. And I just think to to wrap it up, Liam
right.
Cohen has said that this isn't really going to change. He's kind of talked about he's been after the Jaguars had a wide receiver injury, and a lot of people, in the fantasy football world and around were saying, "Oh, okay, this is Travis Hunter's time to
Mhm.
finally step up and fill that role." And Liam Cohen was like, "Nope,
Yeah.
nope, it's actually going to be Parker Washington, and we're going to keep
Yeah.
going with Travis Hunter on this path because he said something like we don't want to overload him." And I'm just like, the fact that that's a
Mm,
concern at all, just put him on one side, dude. And I know that he probably pushes back on that. He has said that he
yeah.
wants to play both sides. Sometimes you got to look out for. I'm sure the players say they want to play through injuries all the time too, but you can't let them do that. And I think it's you at a
Yeah.
certain point, you can't let him do this thing that's going to be detrimental to his career, which I think it is.
Right.
But
Yeah.
overall, to go back to the Chiefs and talk about something positive,
Yeah.
I want to shout out
Yeah.
Josh Simmons, rookie, another rookie. Josh Simmons, left tackle.
Yeah, dude. He looked great.
That dude is good, man. He's so good.
Yeah.
He's so good. Before the draft, I said that if he didn't, destroy his knee,
Yeah.
he would have been the top tackle in the draft. And
Yeah, because
he's showing
he
that.
was getting he's getting mocked in the top 15 picks. Um, I mean he was a guy that I'm a Cardinals fan. Also,
Ooh,
for those of you who don't know, we are
oh
coast
man,
to coast because we are East Coast boys who our teams are on the West Coast.
it's
Got the
reversed, but you
Seahawks, got
can read
the
it.
Cardinals. Um, Seahawks, Cardinals.
We'll
But
get to
the
that.
reason I
But
bring
we'll get to
reason we'll
that.
get to that, but the reason I bring that up is because I saw a ton of Cardinals mocks where they had him
mm,
taking Josh Simmons at 16.
mm,
Um, and the fact that he fell all the way to where he did, what was it, 31,
yeah,
is pretty, and that he goes to the Chiefs of all teams, dude. It's just like, of course. Yeah, he's
yeah.
a
I
stud out there.
mean, yeah, 31 or 32. I mean, it's just he's got a 5.7% pressure rate allowed, which is the best for any rookie tackle since 2018. Um,
Wow. Was it?
and it's the fifth lowest in the NFL right now. So yeah, he's doing great. He's doing great.
Dang, dude. Good for him.
Yeah, I just can't. Yeah, it's one of those things where sometimes you can't judge how injured a player actually is because apparently he wasn't that injured, even though his knee was so.
Right.
That it wasn't just like an
Well,
ACL. He had more complicated shit going on in there, and
oh
he's
yeah.
back. He's back.
Yeah, and it's like you gave him time to rest. And with the Chiefs offense, I mean, to be fair, the Chiefs offensive line was ramsacked this offseason.
Big time.
People were like, give us your offensive lineman.
Right.
Um, and they kind of did. They kind of were like, okay. Um, so for him to come in
Which
as a rookie,
why would they do that?
that
No, but
that
yeah,
that whole
I
thing
know.
is, yeah.
It's absolutely perfect. And they've got like right next to him at left guard is a guy that I wasn't super high on in the draft.
Hmm.
Not this past one, but the one before, Kingsley Suamataia. But
Yeah.
he's been playing okay as well. I think that left side of the line is what they really need to bank on because the right side is still
Yeah.
not very strong with Juwan
Yeah.
Taylor over there. But
And I mean, Jawan Taylor, I mean, like, it seems like every single snap that he takes is a false start, but
yeah,
they just choose not to call it. And
it,
Jawan Taylor's just getting beat this year.
yeah, and it's the kind of thing where I watched a video. Shout out Brett Coleman. He did a video on Juwan Taylor and his like movement before the snap, and apparently it's legal. It's
Yeah.
something about the foot not contacting the before the ball is snapped. You're actually allowed to move as long as you're not like making contact with the ground. It's something super weird, but apparently it's legal.
Okay, well, it's like the
Um,
Jawan Taylor rule,
it's
like
pretty
because
much
he is,
exactly what it is.
yeah,
And his biggest issue is lining up too far back from the line of scrimmage, which he does because he's
right,
getting beat. It's because you're
yeah,
exactly like you said, he's getting beat and he's lying.
yeah,
But yeah, I think that left side of the line is something that they should build on. And when they get a
yeah,
running back, when they get a real running back in there, I mean, no true hate to Pacheco or Kareem Hunt, but
right,
if they get a real solid running back in there, I think that's super scary. That's and they're getting Rashee Rice
yeah.
back, which is also scary.
They
That's
are
gonna
getting
be
Rasheed
huge.
Rice back. That
That's
is going to be
huge.
huge, and the fact that uh Xavier Worthy was good. Hollywood
Yeah,
Brown has stepped up.
Other Brown stepped up.
Um,
Tyquan Thornton is apparently their like I don't know number one. I don't know. This guy
he's
is
like
actually turning up.
he is, and he's like I saw this crazy stat on Monday Night Football that they showed, where between Xavier Worthy, Hollywood Brown, and Thornton, none of them ran higher than like a 4.31 40-yard dash.
That's awesome. I love that.
Is
They
that
just
not
got
nuts, dude?
that's
I think it
super
was like
nuts.
Xavier Worthy was like 4.21, Hollywood was
Oh
like
yeah,
4.27, and Thornton was like 4.29, 4.3.
that's awesome. That is awesome. I
And
love
then you get
that.
Rasheed, like you said, Rasheed Rice back, and
He's probably a
um,
4.5, but that's okay. He'll
right,
fit right
but he's a
in.
sure
He'll fit in.
hands.
Of course.
Um,
No, I mean the role that he fills right now, Kelsey, he's getting up there. Kelsey, it's probably
yeah,
time. It's probably time, Kelsey. But um, he's gonna Rasheed
right.
Rice is
Go
gonna step
focus
in
on your
there.
wedding.
Yeah, come on, go focus on your wedding. Be a family man. Family man
Be a family
time.
man. It's time. Uh,
Yeah,
um,
I know you didn't want to retire after that Super Bowl loss, but
it's looking. It's not, and it's not that he's not still a serviceable tight end.
no, of
It's
course not.
just that he's not Travis. What he's not the Travis Kelsey we've known.
He's not the Travis Kelsey we've known at all. That's absolutely true. But
Um,
anything else you want to say
speaking
about this
of
game?
the snowball off of that, actually. Speaking of disappointments, dude.
Speaking of,
How about those Cardinals? Huh?
man, I know
How
you've got
about them
thoughts. I know you've got
birds?
thoughts. Go right ahead, brother. I'm gonna let you take this.
Dude, dude, I've been a Cardinals fan now for about 16 years. And that was the most embarrassed I've ever been as a fan.
Mm.
It's the closest I've ever been to crying from how
Mm.
upset I was at a loss because it's more than just you lost to a team. It's the fact that they lost to the 0-4 Titans, um, who were just, as their own quarterback said, ass.
Ass. Yeah. Yeah.
And you let them come into Arizona after having a 21-6 lead, and
Mm-hmm.
you're dumb. Sorry, dude. The offensive coordinator, Drew Petzing, is on my list, the top of my list of like if I had my own list of like enemy number one, he's there. If Drew Petzing has no haters, I have left this earth. Um, because he is
Oh.
just like he's so frustrating because the Cardinals offense, like I said, they were up 21-6 in the first quarter. Marvin Harrison had 3 receptions for 73 yards.
Yeah.
And you're like, "Oh, this is great. You're doing to the Titans what you should do to the Titans." And then, dude, the picture that you all have seen is of Amari DiMercato fumbling out of the back of the end zone after a 72-yard rush that ended up being a touchback that would have put the Cardinals up 28-12, and instead they gave the
28 to
Titans the ball
6.
back in the fourth
They
quarter.
had 6 points there. 28 to 6. Would have
Even
been 28 to
better.
6. Yeah. It
Even
was
better.
12 minutes and 41 seconds left in the fourth quarter.
Right.
Score was 21 to 6. Would have been
Yep.
28 to 6.
Yep. It not only would have been
Uh,
28-6.
It would have been
I
28-6. Let me tell you this, okay? Let me tell you what you thought about this, all right? 11:44 left in the fourth. Ward, beautiful pass to Ridley, right
right,
over Buda Baker's head. What were you
right.
thinking at that moment?
Well, I'll be honest with you, dude. Me and I guarantee almost every single Cardinals fans watching, as soon as the touchback happened, we were
Mm.
like, "Oh my God, we're gonna lose this game."
Ah.
And we
Mm-hmm.
were up 21-6 against a bad 0-4 Titans team at home. And every single, like me and like I said, every Cardinals fan included were like, "Dude, we're losing this game. Oh my gosh, I
Just,
cannot believe we're about to lose
yeah,
this
of
game." And when Cam Ward made that, look, I like Cam Ward. I think Cam Ward is
course.
super talented. I think that that man's got an arm, and the more that he continues to develop, I think he's going to be a really solid quarterback in the league. Um, but when he made that pass, I was like, of course, this is the game him and Ridley get it together.
For
Like
sure.
him and Ridley are like, yeah, let's do it against the Cardinals. And like
Mm.
what really did it for me was that interception from Rabbit Taylor Demerson in the red zone of the Titans. And he falls. It's not his fault. The defense is the best thing about this team. The defense is top five in the league.
You want to talk
Um,
about probably the craziest play of the season?
yeah, and we just
Yeah.
he picks Cam Ward off. He falls. The ball pops out. He's retained possession, and because no one touched him, it's a fumble, and the Titans falling on the end zone.
You know who
Like
fell on it?
Tyler Lockett,
Yeah, let's
yeah, former
go. Come
Seahawk Tyler
on.
Lockett. Dude, I saw that. And I said he's still beating our
He's
ass,
not
dude. Like
done
he's
killing the
still
Cardinals. He's
he
not
plays the
done.
Cardinals, and he has like red in his eyes. Like he's like, I know this.
I
Um,
know these guys.
I think the
Let me ask you a
Cardinals
question.
defense
Let me
is
hold on. Let
go
me ask you a
for it.
quick question. Before that, because the Titans scored their touchdown with about 10 minutes left in the fourth, they missed the extra point. So it's still
Right.
a two possession game. Any
Mhm.
hope come back into you at that point? You're like, oh, 9 point
Not at
game.
all.
None. Ah, man.
None. And I none because I've seen it happen every single week this week. I mean
Mm-hmm.
this year. Um,
Mm-hmm.
where the Cardinals will build up a two-score lead. And the only one that it didn't happen in is the Seahawks and the 49ers.
Okay. Which makes
But
sense.
which when you hear what I'm about to say, it might as well have. Because the Cardinals do the same. Well, they'll look like a fine offense. They'll look like a good NFL offense. And then they'll get to a certain point when they're like, "All right, that's okay. We're good now. Like we did our job. We can just coast." They play not to lose. And
Mm.
in this league, that's you're going to lose 75% of the time playing that way.
So you think that? So do you think that it's a case of they truly take the foot off the gas, or is it the
Yeah.
defense adjusts to whatever they were doing, and then Petzing just doesn't know what to do with that?
I think I think it's they take their foot off the gas. And
Okay,
the reason that I say that and let me put it this way. I think it's both. I think
sure,
it's both. And I
sure.
think that they take their foot off the gas and then the defense adjusts to that and then they just don't do anything about it. Because you watch a game and hey, all credit to Jeffrey Simmons. That man is a
Mm,
beast, dude. Jeffrey
absolutely.
Simmons
What a
is
game!
a dog. Those of
He's
you
one
who
of my
don't know
favorite players to
defensive
just watch.
Dude, those of you who don't know defensive tackle for the Titans been playing a long time, that man is a monster. And he made it his mission to kill second year offensive guard Isaiah Adams out there. And he
Mm.
did every time. But the
Career
thing
high
is,
in pressures with six and one and
right,
a half sacks.
he's a monster right now, dude. Like,
Monster.
and he like here's the thing, is that the reason I say both to what you asked
Mm.
is because the Cardinals will get a lead. It doesn't matter if they don't have the lead. We saw this in the Seahawks game. We've seen this in every game so far, where the defense knows what the Cardinals are going to run, because they're
Mm.
so predictable.
Mm.
Literally in the 49ers game, Kyler Murray called an audible, and Fred Warner said, "Oh, they moved it to the left side."
Well, yeah, that
And he
is
was
Fred
right.
Warner, though. Fred Warner's just a
But then
freak
in
like
this
that, but
game, they will crowd the box.
okay.
They will crowd the offensive line. And then Drew Petzing is like, what if we ran it? What if we ran it right up the gut? And they just run into blitzes. Like they run into these
Mm.
stacked boxes. And
Yeah.
when you see them score, like when they came back in the Seahawks game, so I don't want to
Hmm.
spend too much time on this. This is a whole nother thing. Like,
But sure.
but when they played the Seahawks, the
Hmm.
first 3 quarters, first 3.5 quarters, they were getting booed off their own field
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
their offense literally looked like a high school team. Like it was insanely predictable, and they didn't have any interesting concepts. The running game was predictable. Every single thing that is successful about this offense is individual skill. It's what an
Mm.
individual player can use their skill to 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 have a good play. But I bring up the Seahawks because in those final 2 drives, the Cardinals offense was moving the ball.
Yeah. Big
Like
time.
they were moving the
Looked
ball.
great. Marvin Harrison
They looked
Jr. made some
great.
great plays. Everybody was making great plays.
Kyler was finding guys. He was running and because we were passing the ball so well, the run game opened up a little bit. And to start the Titans game, um, even with the Panthers game, like you had plays where this offense, their passing game was going. And
Yeah.
because of that, the run game was going, and they had interesting looks. They were a really good offense. And then to end it, and then they just take their foot off the gas,
Mm.
and they just don't adjust. And my final point on this will be: first of all, congratulations to the Titans.
Sure.
Uh, good for the Titans.
Congratulations,
Good for
Cam
their fan.
Ward. First career win.
Good for Cam
Good for
Ward.
him.
Um, with that being said, my closing statement on that, and for right now for the Cardinals, is that you're paying a quarterback $40+ million a year, and you are choosing to take the ball out of his hands when it's time to win you the game, and
Can't
choosing
do
to
that.
give it. And all love to Michael Carter, dude. Love Michael Carter, but you're giving
Yeah,
it to a
that's a
guy
good
that
point. It
was
might even be a little different if James Conner was still healthy. You might be like, okay, we at
right.
least have our guy. You
Yeah,
don't. Yeah.
you don't, or Trey Benson. You don't have
And
your
he's good. Yeah.
You don't have or Trey Benson. So you don't have your 2 workhorses at running back, and yet you still refuse to change your offense when your 2 running backs don't. That's not what they are. They're not those types of running backs. So it's like, no, you live and die by Kyler Murray. If you lose because of Kyler Murray, so be it.
Right.
He's gone.
That's you got
Ship
to
him
live
off.
with that.
But if you win by Kyler Murray, you're paying him 40 million. Why not try? Now, something that while it didn't end the way you wanted. I'll let you take the
Mm.
reins on this one. Talk about 2 offenses that are exciting to watch. How about that Buccaneers and Seahawks game, dude? Oh my
Yeah, man.
gosh.
Yeah, man. I mean, it was unbelievable game. Great game. 38-35. Buccaneers pull it out. Darnold and Baker Mayfield, Tom Brady, Peyton Manning of our era. We can look
Hey,
forward to this duel for years to come. I don't know if that's true, but my goodness, by EPA, they were the top 2 quarterbacks in the league of this past week. Um,
yep.
I mean, Darnold was 28 of 34. Baker was 29 of 33. Like, this is ridiculous. This is absolutely
That's
ridiculous.
nuts, dude.
This is
That is
absolutely ridiculous.
insane.
I mean, I don't understand. I'm a Seahawks fan. I don't understand how this is happening. I don't. I from a Seahawks offense perspective.
Sure.
The Buccaneers, shout out to them. Just they took every opportunity that the defense gave them, and they gave them a lot of opportunities. They took a ball, and that's what good teams do.
Hmm.
And that's what they did. That's what Baker did.
Hmm.
Because I can just generally Seahawks defense was missing like coming into the game. Devon Witherspoon, Demarcus Lawrence,
Right.
Julian Love. Course of the game, lost Tariq Woolen, lost Nicky Manwari for a little bit. Was his first game back from injury and went down again. So it's the kind of thing where do I think that if we have a healthy defense, that game is completely different? Absolutely. But
Right.
it's clear that, hey, the depth needs to be addressed a little bit because Ty Okada at safety is not cutting. He's just not cutting it.
Yeah.
We have a couple guys who have played pretty well in replacement spots, like Darian Kendrick as a cornerback, and then we've got a guy in Josh Jobe who actually is playing like a really good corner. He has been playing
Yeah.
really, really well. All his underlying metrics
He stepped
are
up really well.
he has absolutely stepped up, and so when everybody's healthy and that cornerback room goes Witherspoon, Woolen, Jobe, 1, 2, 3, and we can have
Hmm.
Julian Love back there. This is supposed to be a really good defense with Mike McDonald at the helm, but it did not look that way against the Bucs, and I think that's partially because of the injuries, but also because the Bucs are a dang good team. Um,
Yeah.
the other duel that happened in this game was JSN and Emeka Egbuka, the Ohio State boys, because I
Dude,
mean, goodness
they're
gracious,
insane. They're
JSN 8 catches, 132 yards and a touchdown. Igbuka 7 catches, 163 yards and a touchdown. Caught all of his targets. He was targeted 7 times. Caught them all. Um, this
dude.
is
Yeah. I mean
this is
that's so foreign to me as a
oh
Cardinals
sure,
fan.
sure,
Like that's so foreign. Like seeing those two offenses play, I was excited because I was like, I forgot what good football looked like.
man,
And seeing
man,
those two off, and let me just put it. Let me say this, dude. Baker, I know I see all of these charts of updated MVP odds.
sure.
No one should be above Baker Mayfield right now.
I think you're probably
Like
right,
no
man.
one.
Yeah,
Baker Mayfield should be at some of the throws that he makes
yep.
and granted, he does have. I mean, Ibuka is a monster.
Ibuka's playing
He's a
great.
route
Absolutely,
artist. But some of the throws that he is able to make out of the situations are absolutely ludicrous. And I'll say this too, dude. Sam Darnold. I remember when y'all first signed Sam Darnold,
for sure.
and I was texting you about it, and I remember we also texted about Jalen Milroe before any of that
Of
happened.
course. Yep.
Um, and I thought Jalen Milroe had an unfortunate play. I think it's
Yeah,
gonna look bad on him, but I think it's just an unfortunate play. I
it
think
does,
that
and
he
I do think a little bit that the coaches have come out and said since that happened that they're not going to stop doing that. They want to keep putting Milroe in for those
they,
kinds of
they
plays,
shouldn't. Yeah, good.
and it's good in the way of good that Milroe's seeing the field a little bit. Bad in the way of
Hmm.
Darnold is playing so damn good. I don't want the ball out of
Yeah,
his hands for a play.
yeah,
He is playing so
yeah,
good. Do not give the ball to anybody else. You know what I mean? Let Darnold make a play. It's actually a similar thing to what you were talking about with Kyler and, taking the ball out of his hands at the end of games, not trusting
yeah,
him. That is kind of what it looked like Clint Kubiak was doing with Darnold up
yeah,
until this game. And it seemed like
yeah,
he was treating Darnold as if he was playing poorly when he's playing great through every game. He's making all the right reads. He's making every throw. His arm is freaky. And then at
yeah.
the end of games, we'd run 3 times and keep punting. It's like, what are we doing? You know what I
Right,
mean? What are we doing?
dude.
It's
It's the
how the
classic
Cardinals
run,
got
run,
back in the
run,
game, to
run.
be totally honest with you. But yeah, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Um,
It is how the
so
Cardinals got, and it's
yeah,
also too like it's because too like and look like the Seahawks are such a well-run franchise at its core, and I'll say that because like they have good drafts. They know how to draft guys.
At least
Um,
recently. At least
they
recently.
recently,
Since
I'll
like
say in the last
2022.
right, I'll say in the last 4 or 5, I'll say in the last 4 or 5 years,
Okay.
they have got some guys that this new like this the way this franchise is going is very
Mm-hmm.
well run. I
Mm.
mean, last year y'all were 10-7. You had Geno Smith at quarterback. And
10 and
literally
7. Yeah,
at 10-7, you missed the playoffs, which is crazy for a
yep.
10-win team. But you missed the playoffs, and instead of being like, okay, we have a good foundation, you go, screw it, let's fire the OC and let's get rid of Geno Smith and bring in Sam Darnold, a new offensive coordinator, and run it back. To be a 10-win team and to kick Geno Smith, which also wonderful decision to shift
No,
Geno
we'll
Smith
get to
off.
that. We'll
We'll
get
get
to
to that.
that. We'll get to that.
But I
But
just
no, yeah, I agree with you, and I think that some of those moves, I think, were not fully just the Seahawks going, all right, we don't want you anymore. Like DK Metcalf and Geno Smith. I don't think the Seahawks fully went, we're washing our hands of you, like get out of here.
right,
There were some complicated negotiations and things like that. But
right.
yeah, it is seeming like whenever the Seahawks are moving on from a quarterback, just don't pick him up. Just don't
Don't
trade
get him.
for him. Don't touch him
Yeah.
because apparently John Schneider knows when they're done. And
And
yeah,
with that, like you're right. The only I think the DK situation is a little more hostile than the Geno one.
yeah,
Um, but like it's like what Schneider said. I mean, he was with the DK situation mainly. He was like, "Look, if a guy doesn't want to be here, I'm not going to force him to be here.
for sure.
If he doesn't want to live, breathe, and sleep Seahawk football, then don't have him on the Seahawks." And
Absolutely.
DK's doing great in Pittsburgh,
Yeah.
but like, but Jackson Smith and Jigba,
Yeah, and
like,
that's the
and
thing.
also
It's the kind of thing where DK Metcalf would still help this team quite a bit. It's the kind of
right,
thing where that is the role that's sort of missing. Like Torrey Horton he might round into it. He's been,
sure,
all that dude does is catch touchdowns. Yeah, so
yeah,
he could round into it. Yeah, DK Metcalf would obviously help this team a little bit, but
mm,
JSN is clear cut number one wide receiver. So DK might not have liked that either. You know what I mean? He might have seen the tides changing with
yeah.
JSN, and maybe it wasn't a money thing. Maybe you never know.
Well, and also you bring in Cooper Cup, and I'll tell you what, dude,
Right.
Varner has been good for y'all.
Varner's been great.
Varner's been
Yeah,
great. Ken
Varner with
Walker,
yeah.
dude, you know how I feel about Ken Walker. Um,
I love
I
Ken
just love
Walker,
him, dude.
man.
I think
I
he's
love him.
so good.
I
Um,
completely agree. I think he's miles better than Charbonnet, and I think that the split they've got going on right now is strange to me. Um,
yeah,
I think Kubiak probably just is upset with Kim Walker will go out of structure like all the time. Maybe
yeah,
Kubiak doesn't like that. Because it really is Kim Walker will bust a 20-yarder, bust a 10-yarder, and then they're in the red zone. Charbonnet get in there, and
Charbonnet
it's
every single time.
every time in the red zone, and it's like I mean, I guess it's because when you hand Charbonnet that football, he's going that way. You know what I mean? He's going that
Yes.
way. Doesn't
He's a
really matter what's
very,
in his way.
very north and south, dude.
Absolutely. And so it's probably that, probably because, I mean, they both can catch the ball, to be totally honest. They both can catch the ball. And maybe
Yeah,
they think Charbonnet is more of the pass catcher. So I agree with you. I love Ken Walker. I think he's so explosive, and I don't really love
yeah,
the split they've got going on the
yeah,
tight end situation. Barner is it kind of goes there's a ideological, tight end debate, I suppose, where it's like, do you want a guy who is big and strong and can block, but maybe not as good of a wide receiver, and you just hope that he'll,
mm,
learn to catch? Or do you want a guy like Harold Fannin Jr. on the Browns, who's a freakish wide
mm,
receiver and mover, but he's not going to, dig in there and block for you as much? Barner's kind of proving just hope he can catch, because the guy is he's blocking well, and then he's catching touchdowns when they ask him to go catch touchdowns, which is all we
yeah.
need. after drafting Arroyo to sort of fill that spot of the move tight end, Barner catching passes is a added benefit that is super awesome. It's super great for the
Yeah.
prospects of the offense.
Yeah. And I just want to say that I think I'm a huge fan of the Seahawks defense.
Mm,
Um, I know the Seahawks had some, just like the Cardinals, missing pieces, mainly in the secondary.
most definitely.
Um,
Oh, I forgot to
but
mention one. DeMarcus Lawrence was out, and then Derek Hall,
that's
who was getting
right.
that starting spot, he got hurt too during the game. So that's really
And
tough. Couldn't get any pressure off the
I'm
edge
sure
after
it's
that happened.
also, and when you can't put Baker, when you can't get pressure on Baker, this year is proving to
He was
be
just dicing and
a
slicing.
knife,
Doesn't matter. Yeah.
dagger.
Yep.
Like,
Got to get
and
pressure on
I'm
him, and they
sure it's
weren't.
also tough. I'm sure it's also tough, not taking a Bucky Irvingless Buccaneers team too, because you're like
Yeah,
Bucky Irving's such a weapon. But
for
Rashad White,
sure.
I mean, Rashad White's one of the best backup running backs in the league. So,
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
I,
And the
I, I
one
think it
thing
was a
that,
great.
yeah.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Go for it.
No, the one thing that, if you're right that most of the injuries were in the secondary. Obviously, DeMarcus Lawrence is our best run defending edge player, so that's a big hit to the run defense. But still, the run defense is what they're going to hang their hat on a lot of the time this year, I think. So, like, yeah, if Bucky, I don't even know if the score would have been different if Bucky Irving was in the game. I think it's still, I mean, they still put up 38 freaking points. You know what I mean? Um, so
And
yeah,
that's and that's
yeah,
what I'm saying. Like, that's what I'm saying in terms of you would imagine without Bucky Irving, you imagine that game not ending with 38 points.
that's true.
Um,
But it didn't matter. But
and
it
also to
simply
be
didn't
fair
matter.
too, like I don't think the Buccaneers do they. I think they have like a extremely like bulletproof defense. No,
No,
but I don't think
right?
they have a bad defense.
No, they have a good.
So the fact that y'all were able to put up 35 points, and I'll also say this, like sorry it's taken so many like
No,
detours, but most of the scoring happened in the second half.
true.
It
Yeah,
was
I mean
like
the
what,
fact
like
they went down
13 to 10
yeah,
at halftime?
yeah, it was yeah, it was something. Yeah, no, it was 13 to like 7 because we had the ball
Yeah.
at the end of the second half,
Hmm.
scored, and got it back at the beginning. Or sorry, at the beginning of the first half. We had the ball at the end of the first half, scored, got it back at the beginning of the second half, scored again, and then it was like 14-13, and then the shootout started.
Yeah.
And just no
Yeah.
defense was played from that point forward.
No, it was just like, and also you couldn't play like the passes that were being made by both Darnold and Baker. You can't play defense on those. Like
Oh
they
no.
were literally perfect.
Yep.
And the
Except
only, and I saw,
that one Sam Darnold had where he was rolling out to his and
oh,
he
when
threw
Jones
that
caught
thing
it.
and it just went whoop,
Yeah.
whoop, and it just went straight up and then straight
Yeah.
down and I think it was Derek Young who caught it, maybe the wide
Yeah.
receiver.
Yeah. Young. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it was Derek Young who caught it, but like there was a defender right there who probably could have made a play on it. I don't know what happened
Yeah.
with that ball, but it was crazy.
And I
So
saw
when you're
your
hot,
tweet about um it's really unfortunate about that Darnold interception. And I agree with you because
yeah.
I think that that interception, first of all, is a tough play. And I think it got tipped.
I mean,
Uh,
yeah, it got tipped and then it skimmed off a dude's helmet. He was clearly dirtying it,
yeah,
which is just like he's making the right play,
yeah,
and it just got that's what
yeah.
happens.
And it is
Sucks
unfortunate because it really was like a nearly perfect game for both guys
for
until
sure.
that moment.
Yep,
Um,
yep.
but yeah, great game. I mean, from someone who just like a fan's perspective, like a neutral
Hmm.
fan, it was a wonderful game to watch.
Oh, for sure. No, yeah, it was still. I mean, that's still promising because I still, as a Seahawks fan, I still look at it as if the defense was healthy, we probably win. And it's just very encouraging with the how the offense was moving. So in the grand scheme of
Right.
things, it's an encouraging game, even though it was a loss. But yeah,
Yeah.
man, I'll
And
tell you who's
also,
not encouraged:
who? Let me know.
the Las Vegas Raiders.
Dude,
The
no,
Las
they
Vegas
are not.
Raiders lost 40-6 to the Colts. Um, they are terrible, and the Colts are
Yep.
apparently really good, which
Yeah.
again everybody saw coming before the season. Uh,
Of course. With Danny Dimes leading the way?
Danny Dimes
Absolutely.
MVP candidate. This
And
is
I think,
just
dude, what's really quick to backtrack, just really quick, but I might have
no,
made
go
it
for it.
the statement earlier, but that Seahawks Bucks games, dude, the jerseys, the uniforms
Oh man, yeah. Sorry, we
were
gotta talk about that.
beautiful.
Woo!
Really quick before
Yeah.
that, Cardinals, right before the fear of the shoe, right? Before we fear the shoe, we got to
Mm-hmm.
talk about those uniforms
Shoot,
really quick because that matchup was, dude, that uniform matchup was
I know.
like
It's
a
probably the
dream.
best. It's probably just the best that you could possibly
It
have.
is.
You know,
It
it's
is.
just the best. It's yeah. I
It
I
is.
mean, we should wear those every week. We genuinely those make the blue one the home. We've got a white one that's so nice. Make that the away. Ooh, that would be just unbelievable.
See, I was really upset that the Seahawks didn't wear those uniforms when the Cardinals were wearing their rivalry uniforms. Because
I mean,
I think
just
that
why were we
uniform
not
matchup
both
would be
wearing rivalry?
great.
Why were we not both
I,
wearing our rivalry?
now, see,
Doesn't make any sense.
it doesn't. It doesn't.
It
Why
doesn't make
why
any
have
sense.
the rivalry uniforms if you're not going to wear uniforms during a rivalry game?
I mean, it's
It
like
doesn't make
they
sense.
just they're making the Seahawks wait till December against the Rams, and like, are the Rams going to be wearing theirs in that game? I don't know. I don't.
And and the Seahawks and the Rams are not as big as rivalries as the Seahawks and Cardinals. Like
I'd say not.
I
Yeah.
feel like I feel like there's, at least from what I see, like, hey, at least from what I see on Twitter,
No, sure.
dude, Seahawks and Cardinals fans cannot
They
stand
have
each
been
other
going
on
at it
Twitter,
a lot
dude.
recently. I feel like
Dude,
that
they've been going
started within
at
the
it.
past season or two. I don't know where that came
Probably.
from, but because it's the kind of thing where, at least for this from the Seahawks fans' perspective, we can't play a normal game with the Cardinals. Cardinals games are
Yeah.
always just absolutely bananas. It does, you
Yeah.
know what I mean? It's you simply can't play a normal game, and then
Yeah.
we also just can't beat the Rams. We just can't do that. And then the 49ers
Yeah.
are a whole other thing. We're not gonna, who cares? The
Yeah. The
Rams
40,
though, well, I hate the 49ers. We hate the 49ers. Everybody hates the
yeah.
49ers.
Yeah.
Just can't beat the Rams. Sean McVay
No.
just has the number for some reason. And so it's
Right.
just, I guess it's because the Seahawks and Cardinals are always playing these competitive games. Fight every
I
time.
guess, dude. But to speaking of fighting, the Raiders, to get back on track, are fighting for their lives right now.
Fight for their lives.
Um,
Fighting for
they're
their
fighting for
lives.
their lives, dude. Geno Smith in 5 weeks has thrown 9 interceptions. He's had one game where he
Unbelievable.
has not thrown a pick.
Yeah, and I
Nine
know
picks in 5 games.
to be clear, obviously we're talking about Colts Raiders. Obviously the Colts won. If you're a Colts fan out there, probably not gonna, Colts, they look great. You know what I mean? Daniel Jones looks awesome. We just got to talk about how terrible these Raiders are. So sorry to if you're a Colts fan out there, but
Yeah.
to me, this Geno Smith thing, man, it weighs heavy on me. It weighs heavy on me.
Yeah.
It does. It's he was truly a top 10 quarterback for the last 2.5 years. He was.
Yeah.
You look at any metric, you watch the tape, you watch how he threw the football, you watch where he was throwing the football. He was a great quarterback for the past 2.5 years. And now he's one of the worst quarterbacks in the league. I can't figure out what happened.
I'm going to go out on a limb and say that he is the worst starting quarterback in the league right now.
Yeah, I mean, he very well could be. Other candidates, I guess if you count Jake
Justin
Browning,
Fields.
you probably don't.
Dude, Jake Brown.
You know
No,
what I mean?
I don't count Jake Browning because
Browning's
Joe
filling in.
Nasty's coming in.
That's my guy right
Um,
there. That's my guy.
dude,
Elite, elite.
he's they can't stand Jake Browning to the point where they brought Joe Nasty in with 3 days and they were like, here, why don't you go play the Packers?
And it's well,
Like,
he did beat the Packers. He beat
and
the
no,
damn
and
Packers.
it would be the funniest thing ever if he gets to the Bengals and beats the Packers twice in 3 weeks.
I'm
Dude, would
rooting
that
for it
not
to
be
happen. I'm
hilarious?
rooting for it to happen. Absolutely. I'll be rooting for the
But
fucking Bengals like I've been a fan for 20 years.
dude,
I mean, I want it
any
to happen so badly.
any team Joe Flacco goes to, immediately I am a fan of for at least
Oh,
a
for
couple of
sure.
games.
University of Delaware, man. That's my guy right there.
Absolutely.
I didn't go there,
Yeah.
but both my, my
No, that's all right.
family connections. That dude, I mean, to be totally honest though, if we were looking at, the advanced metrics, he just got benched for Dylan Gabriel.
Right.
So
Right.
he
He's
might
also a
actually
pick.
be
He's a
worse.
pick machine.
Yeah, so that's unfortunate. But dude, Geno Smith is very bad.
Right.
He
This
if
year.
I was to attribute it to something, he's 35 years old. His birthday is
Right.
actually coming up. Happy birthday to him, calling him the worst quarterback.
Hey, happy birthday, Gino.
Sorry, man. He's about to be
Sorry about
35. I think he has the confidence of 2 years ago on the Seahawks, and I think a little bit last season, those backbreaking interceptions showed up a little more, turned a lot of Seahawks fans against him. Because it's true. He in a lot of pivotal moments he would throw some bad balls, and it's because he was so confident in his arm to make certain throws that he'd throw balls that weren't good passes when they came out of his hand. And I think this season it's kind of just turned up to 11. And he thinks I've still got this railgun of an arm that he used to have, but he doesn't anymore.
Mm-hmm.
And the pick that I think of, it came not this past game, I think the game before. He's rolling out to his right. He's got a receiver coming with him. Normally,
I know what you're
should be a pretty easy, just throw that thing, lead the receiver, make catch. He throws that thing, and it ends up on the receiver's like back shoulder. Cornerback catches up, makes a great play, picks it off. And the broadcast cuts to Gino after he makes that throw, and he's just like, he looks baffled. He looks like he was just asked the riddle of the Sphinx or something, and he's just like, what just happened? Like, what? Why did that ball not go to the receiver I threw it to? And I think he just thinks he's got this arm that he doesn't have anymore, and it's really sad. A little bit. It's sad because I was rooting for this team, man. I thought they would be really good. Like, obviously,
and it would make sense that you would with Pete Carroll and Gino but
Pete Carroll, okay. Let's just run this down. Let's say the season hasn't started yet. Here are the Raiders. Their head coach is Pete Carroll. Their offensive coordinator is Chip Kelly.
Right.
That's great. That's a great combo right there. That's a beautiful combo. Their quarterback, Geno Smith, coming off a couple great years. They just drafted Ashton Jeanty, one of the best running back prospects we've seen in a long time. They've got Brock Bowers. They've got Kobe Myers, who's a solid wide receiver. They drafted a couple wide receivers who are looking not that bad.
Like Thornton looks
great. I thought Jack Besh would be a little better to start. Hopefully he catches up, but Trey Tucker's been looking pretty good. So like their weapons situation is not that bad. I mean, so you look at it like that, and you're like, okay, this is why I was so high on them before the season. Then you look at offensive line is still terrible, truly terrible. I don't know if it actually happened, but they were talking about starting Stone freaking Forsythe, who is just one of the worst like tackles you could be starting.
And talk about disappointing with Jackson Powers Johnson, man.
Yeah, that is a
people
weren't
sure. People had questions about him anyways, but he's like Jawan Taylor. He's getting beat right now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I mean he's the kind of player where coming out he's supposed to be a solid like center prospect who can do guard stuff, and he's supposed to just be this guy who's going to live on the interior and be consistent, and he hasn't been at all. And if you can't survive like that, you just can't. You can't have a functioning offense.
Yeah. You can't, and like the thing too that about the Genty thing, because I'm a huge
Mm.
believer in Ashton Genty.
Oh, for sure.
Um, that man, there's a stat out there that his yards before contact was at like -1,
Yep. Yep.
and he
Hopefully
was
it's gotten a little
averaging.
better with these last couple games where they've really been
You
feeding
hope
him and he's
so.
been breaking off. But I saw that same thing. He was getting hit
Yeah,
before the line of scrimmage on every single run.
-1 yards before contact, and
Unbelievable.
like, and and then his yards per carry was like 3.5 or 3.2, and people were looking at it being like, this supposed Heisman
Yeah. Right.
candidate is averaging 3.2. It's like, dude, look at his expected yards per carry. Because like his expected yards per carry is in the negatives.
Yeah, I'm saying.
Like
Right.
he
He's making
shouldn't be
something
averaging
out
average.
of
He's
nothing.
averaging he's averaging 4.2 after getting hit. So like
Insane.
the offensive line is bad. I'm a huge believer in Genty, and I'm with you. I thought the Raiders would be a lot better than this. Their defense, other than Max Crosby, has been
Defense.
horrid.
And well, you know what? Max Crosby also having a bad year. He
Yeah.
has a 9.8% pressure rate. His
Oh,
career average is 13.1 and the NFL
yeah,
average is 12.1. So he's
yeah,
having a real bad season. He's not getting where he needs to to get to because his secondary isn't good enough to cover for not having pressure.
right.
They're starting maybe the worst cornerback in the league in Caillou Blue Kelly. No hate, but this is not a tenable
It's
situation.
bad, dude. Like they're in a bad situation, and it it makes me so scared to watch what the Colts did to the Raiders because the
Mm,
Cardinals play the Colts
mm,
next week.
yeah,
And I don't get me wrong, I think our defense is much better than the Raiders. But our offense, like
building, yeah,
The Colts defense is stepping up.
really.
And like Danny Dimes, Daniel Jones, pour one up for him because he is like, give him another one
Give
because
him
gee,
another one.
dude, and I fear what's happened to Baker Mayfield, to Daniel Jones, to Sam Darnold is gonna happen to Kyler Murray after this year. I truly
Mm,
believe that once he leaves this franchise that has not given him, that has not made it their 100% priority for him to be a success, he's
mm-hmm,
going to go somewhere like Pittsburgh. He's going to
mm,
go somewhere like one of these places that will need a quarterback next year. And it's going to be a decent enough franchise that you're going to be like, oh, where was this Kyler Murray? Just like
yeah,
we were like, where was this Daniel Jones? Where was this Sam Darnold? Where was this Baker Mayfield? And so, like, Daniel Jones, I mean, he's making passes. Michael Pittman is having a career resurgence.
yep,
It's weird to say that when he's 26, 27, but Josh Downs looks great. Tyler Warren is as advertised, if not better.
oh for sure.
Jonathan Taylor, their offensive
Jonathan
line is
Taylor, 3
great.
touchdowns in this game. Goodness
Yeah,
gracious. Um, the guy
yeah,
is when it comes to just being a pure runner, might be the best in the league. I mean, maybe like Saquon or something like that.
probably.
But goodness gracious,
Sure. He's outrageous. And not only is he such a good runner, he's a reliable receiver. Um, he's just an
yeah,
all-around package. And
yep,
this is the first time I believe that Daniel Jones has had a clean pocket. And not
mm,
only has had a clean pocket, but has had a really good play caller and has had all around him weapons that will just catch the ball.
for sure.
Um,
Yep,
but
27%
good for
pressure rate for
Colts. Good
Jones
for
this game, which is low.
yeah,
Yeah, he was
yeah.
just dealing. Didn't have any kind of
He was,
resistance.
and you wonder because there was a time for years where Daniel Jones had Saquon Barkley, and you sit here and watch the Colts play, and it's like Daniel Jones has so much time he's able to make these plays because the defenses are so worried about Jonathan
Mm,
Taylor
sure.
that it gives him more freedom. But then you sit there and you're like, well, then why didn't he have that same freedom with Saquon back there?
Great question.
And then it dives into underlying stuff.
Yeah.
Um, but good for the Colts, dude. Yeah, the Colts absolutely exposed the Raiders. Um, Geno, I think it really highlighted the problems in Geno's game.
Yep.
Um,
And something an interesting dynamic I think is Gino wanted to go to the Raiders because he loves Pete Carroll, and Pete Carroll loves him.
yeah,
Like they are, you know, they're connected, and they,
yeah.
you think he like, I mean, they don't have a backup option really, but I mean, if he keeps playing like this, what do you do? You know what I mean? What do you do if you're Pete Carroll?
Speaking of mix of good and bad
Mm.
and dominance, we've been on the subject of dominance here,
Mm-hmm.
um, mainly for the Colts, not for the Raiders. Dominance. How
Right.
about Rico Dowdle, dude, for the
Ooh man.
Panthers?
Panthers
How about
first 200
that,
yard
man?
rusher since D'Angelo Williams in 2012.
Yeah,
23
dude.
carries, 206 yards, a touchdown. Looked great. Nobody could tackle him. What is going on? Rico Dowdle, Asheville native, I
Yeah,
believe.
Nashville native.
Local boy.
Yeah, and
This guy is
he
something else.
he might have single-handedly saved the Panthers season
I mean, you
because
might be right.
he might have single-handedly done that. And this man rushes for 201 rushing yards. And with an offensive line that, I'll be real, isn't that great. Now, credit to them, they're
No.
injury ridden. They're injury ridden, but it's not been a great offensive line for them. Um, and this defensive line for the Dolphins with Chubb and Phillips and Chop Robinson and
Mm-hmm.
Judon, like it's a good unit. And so like I realize I realize all those guys other than Chubb are more pass rushers.
Mm.
But like they're still good run defenders. And so the
Sure.
fact that he was able to do that with a injury-ridden, poorly run offensive line and a good defensive line up front, um, I think that's what made Bryce Young able to stay in the pocket for what he did
I
because they
think
had to
you're
worry
right.
about Rico Dowdle.
And I
Um,
mean, because Bryce Young, he didn't start the game hot. He had
no,
that
he started
horrible
pretty
fumble.
bad actually.
Yeah, he had
Yeah,
that horrible, horrible fumble. Just truly
yeah,
terrible optics.
yeah.
You just can't do that. And then pretty bad
No,
pick.
and then Minka
Uh,
Fitzpatrick. Yeah,
and so it's the kind of thing you start like that. You go down 17-0.
right.
It's Rico Dowdle time. And like, I guess, you know
Yes.
what I mean? I guess it's Rico Dowdle time.
Hey, Rico. I mean, like with Chuba being out this game, we already knew that Rico Dowdle was a good running back. He had a great season. He had a good season for the Cowboys last
Yeah.
year. Um,
Sort of never got his
but he was a
shot type
backup.
of situation. Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and like, and, and even with the Cowboys' offense being mediocre last year, he was a bright spot in it, um, to a degree. But coming here as a backup to Chuba Hubbard, um, Chuba's Chuba's Chuba, dude. Like
I mean, he's a
he's he
solid player.
he's great. Um, but now I wonder how if let me put it this way. Rico Dowdle has publicly said that he is very excited to play his former team. And I'll leave it at
Mm,
that.
I like
Um,
that a lot. I like that a
Chuba,
lot.
and they're coming to Carolina.
Right.
Um, Chuba was on a week to week basis. And I think the Panthers see that performance against the Dolphins and they're like, Chuba, why don't you take some more time to
Oh, for
rest?
sure. Oh, for sure.
Um,
Heal
and
up. Get
if
right.
if Rico Dowdle has another game
Mm,
like he did, even half
yeah,
of
right.
what he did against the Dolphins, against the Cowboys, I think you're going to be, if you're the Panthers,
You got
it's
to
a
at least
position
give
everyone
him,
wants to
yeah,
be in,
for
but
sure.
like you got a tricky situation of who's running back one.
I mean, you got to just,
Um,
you go 50-50 or you go
yeah,
60-40. You go much more
yeah,
Dowdle than you've been in the past because he's earned it. He's earned it.
yeah. And you don't. And in an offense that was really looking for bright spot, T Mac's been a bright spot, dude. T Mac's going to be a star.
Absolutely.
But
100%.
but in an offense that was really in desperate need of a bright spot, you find it, you don't take the ball out of his hands. Um,
Yeah. It's to be totally honest, it's the method of how it gets in his hands, which is Bryce Young
mm,
throwing it, which I don't. It's so interesting because every time I'm like, all right, I'm fully out on Bryce Young. Like, we're good. You know, he's
no,
5'9". He weighs 160 pounds. That's an exaggeration. That's not true. But
dude,
every time
five
I
nine's
start,
not an exaggeration.
that might not be an exaggeration. I'll be honest.
No, 5'9" is how tall he is.
Christ on a bike. But yeah, every time I start thinking about that, and every time I start thinking about, okay, I think we can call it for Bryce. He does something. He has some game. He makes some play, and I'm like, oh, wait a second, wait a second. There's something there, and
Right.
I can't fully quit him. I can't do it, but it doesn't look good a lot of the time. It doesn't look good a
Yeah.
lot of the time, and so I think that you start thinking about where the Panthers drafting next year. You start thinking about, maybe you don't want to get in on the trade market this offseason for a quarterback, but you can draft somebody. You can say if Bryce, let's say Bryce Young, you know, ends the season sort of like last year, and it looks
Right.
kind of promising. You draft a quarterback. You still draft one.
Sure.
You draft one, and you say, okay, we may have a QB camp battle, or we say,
Right.
hey, guy that we just drafted, we're gonna let Bryce start the season. We're gonna let him have his shot. You're probably gonna get in sooner rather
Yeah,
than later. But you know what I mean? I think you got to start looking if you're Carolina. Obviously,
you do.
we know a lot of Panthers fans, and so it's the kind of thing where, to me, a lot of the Panthers fans that I know, they like Bryce. They still like him.
Yeah.
They haven't given up on him. I think that tide could change fairly quickly, but
Hmm.
you got to start thinking about it. I'm sorry to the Panthers fans listening. You got to start thinking about
Well, and like Bryce is. I've been saying this for a while. We like you said, we know a ton of Panthers fans. My mom's a huge Panthers fan,
it for sure.
and I've been talking to her about Bryce Young for some time. And I tell her, I'm like, Bryce's weakness is being rushed. When he has to
Yep.
leave the pocket, when he feels uncomfortable in a pocket, when he feels like he doesn't have much time, he makes mistakes consistently. But when he has a clean pocket, he can throw a football. Like
Absolutely.
he can lay it on someone. It's just that the offensive line for the Panthers, he doesn't have that luxury.
He
And
doesn't have that luxury.
and you can't have a franchise quarterback like be bad when pressure happens because it's gonna happen.
It's
And
gonna
with this off,
happen, and
and
especially when you're 5'9" and you can't see over the dudes attacking you and rushing you. Um, Sorry, you know what I mean.
it's
It's
true.
just
But I got to read this really quick.
sure.
Um, my really before I say this, kudos to the Dolphins
Mm.
because for the first half, kudos to the Dolphins for the first half of that game because Darren Waller
Mm. He's
looked
back.
insane. Jalen Waddle looked insane.
Yeah.
Um, Achan
Great catch at
is
the end too. Great
Achan's
touchdown at the
leaving a
end.
little bit to be desired.
I think so.
Um,
As a runner, I'd
I-
agree, but he had that beautiful touchdown catch. I'm like,
right,
dude, this guy should be their wide receiver 3.
and that's the thing is that they're using him as more of like a wide
A bit.
receiver, and they're
Yeah.
using him as if he's Debo Samuel. Um,
That's a good comparison.
and I think that he's a good runner. I just think that it's not great schematically this year. But Darren Waller, welcome back.
For real, man. Welcome
Welcome
back.
back.
I
And then
mean, he
you
played.
and you go for it. My bad.
He only played 60% of the snaps,
Right.
which isn't. I assume that he's still ramping up in some way, but like if he ever fully takes over and is playing, you know, 90%, like
Yeah.
80%,
It's a big problem.
I mean, 5 catches, 78 yards, touchdown. And he looks good too. I think he moves well.
Yeah, he do-
Um,
he. There was a moment there where, and that's the problem. Is that that's what
mm,
I was getting to. I'm so sorry to cut you off. That
not at all.
what I was getting to is that in the second half for the Dolphins, they just stopped going to the well.
Mm,
Like they didn't target him in. I think they might have targeted him once in the second half, and after he has the first half that he does.
mm-hmm,
And you just stop throwing. And it's not because the Panthers made these crazy adjustments at halftime to where he wouldn't get open. It's just that all of a sudden your game plan, and maybe it is the snap count, right?
for
But the
sure.
game plan shifts to other directions. And it's like, no, dude, like my fly. Look, I'm not a coach in the NFL. I'm also not I've never played in the
Yeah,
NFL.
sure. Of course.
Um, but in my opinion, if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Right.
Like,
For sure.
keep feeding that man because
For sure.
the Panthers secondary and the linebackers couldn't do anything
They
for him.
weren't handling it. Right. Yeah.
Yeah. And like, but terrible, terrible meltdown in the second half.
Yeah. I mean,
Um,
the Dolphins are not in a great spot as a team.
no.
Um, you blow a 17-0 lead to the Panthers.
Yeah.
Doesn't look good on paper.
No, and in the second half, and like you said, I can't quit Bryce Young. Like, there's
Right.
something about him for me that
What
just
is it?
keeps bringing me back. But you make Bryce Young in the second half look like a good quarterback. Like in the first half, he didn't.
Right.
And it's just like, okay. So then what happened, dude? Like, and yeah. But I'm gonna read this because this leads into it. At halftime
Sure.
of the game, my mom sent me this text.
Oh, love it.
Yeah, I gotta read it. Now, if any of you don't like cursing, um, or
I got kids in
expletives,
the car.
if you got kids watching, um, you might want to mute this. At least maybe jump 10 seconds.
Sure. Let's hear it.
So here's my mom's text. And
Fair enough
granted,
warning.
I'm watching Red Zone. Like the Cardinals aren't
Mm.
playing yet. I'm watching all the games, and I'm like, oh,
Yup.
these are some cool games. Then I get this text. Can we please get rid of Bobble Hands Bryce? And then it's like three emojis of the expletive. And he goes, he's the biggest joke that we've ever wasted money and time on ever. I'm fucking done with his pussy foot and ass.
Damn.
Dude,
Damn.
imagine me just sitting there. And I've seen some of the highlights
Whoa.
from the game. I've seen some of the highlights. I've seen the interception. I've seen the fumble. And then I'm like, damn, is he doing that bad?
You're
Like,
right.
sheesh, dude.
Holy. How
I
many
got that.
interceptions has he thrown?
I was like, did he like just hand
Oh,
the ball off to the defender or something?
that's hilarious.
Dude, I got that text and I was like, oh, this is bad. This
This
is
must be
bad,
terrible.
dude. And I gotta be real. I was saying those exact words about the Cardinals to my TV when they lost to
Nice.
the Titans. Yeah,
Yeah.
gotta be real with
Yeah.
you. But yeah, I had to share that because
How'd she feel after the game?
oh, she was loving it.
Okay.
Uh, she was loving it. It doesn't mean that she was still look. The Panthers fans are not naive, but like every
Sure.
fan base in the NFL, you gotta find a way to give yourself hope.
Yeah.
Unless you're the Meow podcast who had to
Man,
go
that's
on
so crazy.
indefinite
Crazy.
hiatus because
I
they
don't blame
could.
them. They were like, listen, man, we spent so much time on this, and the team is terrible. The ownership, terrible.
No.
What are
They
we gonna do?
said we can't justify spending this amount of time away from our children and wives
Yeah,
for this team.
for this. I don't blame you,
Um,
man.
and you know what?
I don't
They
blame you.
they they left so we could come in.
Yeah, I was about to say.
Every Panthers fan who needs a podcast right now,
Come
come on
on.
over to Coast to Coast.
Sorry, I said that Bryce Young is bad. I don't mean it. I don't mean
Well,
it.
hey,
Sorry,
we
I
also
said he's
said we can't
160
quit him.
pounds. Good
We also
point.
said hey, come on. Now,
Good
to be
point.
fair, he is 5'9". Like,
Dude, he's like 5'9", dude, and he's like
and when you
180
put it in
pounds,
that
dude.
perspective, he's shorter than Kyler Murray.
He's shorter than Kyler Murray. It's the kind of thing where if you compare them, would you say that Bryce Young is probably a little smarter than Kyler, but like a way worse athlete?
I would say that's a good question. I
That's
would
kind of my
say
read on the situation. Is
I
I
would
think that the
say
reason
so.
Bryce Young went first overall is because of how he can read the field. He is a
Right.
smart player. He's just got so much going on up here.
Mm.
But he's 5'9"
I
and 180 pounds.
I do agree with you. I think that Bryce Young won the Heisman because of how technical of a quarterback he is.
Right.
And I think that Kyler won it because he was a freak athlete.
Freak.
Like,
Yep.
and he could make throws and he could run the ball
Yep.
and he had a cannon on him. And like I think that sometimes Kyler has the same issue as Geno Smith in the sense of
Mm.
I can fit that ball in there. I can get that ball there.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
You're
then it
right.
just doesn't happen. Um and I think Bryce Young gets scared. And I think he starts like
Yeah.
when the pressure is coming in, I think that he panics. And
100%. And it's yeah, he clearly through his rookie season and through all the things that have really happened, he's clearly lost a lot of confidence. And that is tough. Super tough.
right.
Um but I could honestly see a sort of Geno Smith situation, Sam Darnold situation. If, in a couple
Yeah.
years he's on a different franchise and he gets a shot and he's pretty good, I don't think I'll be
Yeah.
surprised.
No, because I like he was and people keep making the comparison and I feel really bad because he will always be known as the guy who got taken over CJ Stroud. And
Yeah. And
I feel
to be totally honest, CJ Stroud has not played he's not played his best since his rookie season. He's
other
sort of been a little bit on a decline, but
right. Like yeah.
but
Other than
I'm just saying that rookie season it looked ugly.
rookie
It
season, it looked
looked
bad, dude. Like
ugly.
it was
It looked
like, oh
really bad.
god. And like, given what the Panthers gave up for him, like everyone was like, oh. So, but that's why I like T Mac being in the situation now
For
because
sure.
Bryce Young has never had an option that he could throw it to and be like, I can just throw this up in the air and I know he's going to come down with it.
100%. It's so
And
big to have
now,
that.
and you can see from the get go, there's a connection.
Yep. And
Um,
it is such a
the only
bummer that, like you mentioned, that offensive line is really banged up because they spent a lot
yeah,
of money on those guards.
yeah,
And yeah, it is unfortunate because if that was fully healthy and they had Ted added to the offense, and
yeah.
that could be something. That could definitely be something.
It could be something. Yeah, and the Panthers are still rebuilding. Like
True.
they're still rebuilding. And on the defense, dude, like their defense got exposed. The Panthers defense do this crazy thing where other than the Patriots game, um, they will just have a half where they get picked apart,
Mm.
and then they'll have another half where they look stellar. And the only two games that hasn't looked like that is the Patriots game
Hmm.
and the Falcons game.
Right.
When the Falcons game,
Right.
they completely picked apart the offense.
They just,
Um,
I don't know, they did everything right. I mean,
but
that
here,
seemed
but
that was a little bit like it's a little like a Seahawks Cardinals situation where it
right,
just doesn't matter how good either team is. Something crazy's happening in the game. You know what I mean?
right, yeah, and like the defense. I mean, they got Derek Brown, they got the rookies with
The
with
rookies
uh,
look great. To
Horton,
shout them out,
with
man, Nick
Prince.
Scarton, Princely, Unman Mielen, they look
Dude,
pretty
I
darn good.
love him, and J.C. Horn's a beast. Mike Jackson's having a
Oh,
good
for sure.
year. Um,
Mike Jackson, Seahawks legend.
it's see it pay. But it's like, yeah, it's just that the
Yeah,
the Panthers, they're still in a rebuild,
they
and
are.
whether or not Bryce is I think you give Bryce one more year, but you try to add more around him because I think Bryce is what you've come to find out is that Bryce will succeed with a good team around him.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's what he needs.
I
And
think you're probably right. When's their bye week? Oh, it's late. They have a week
yeah,
14 bye. That's bad. That's not good.
sheesh.
Because I was gonna say, if they had one coming up here, week 7, week 8, week 9, I would love after that bye week to really see that connection blossom between him
Right.
and McMillan. And if that happens, I think I completely agree with you. I'd say,
Hmm.
hey, let's give Bryce another shot. Let's let him build on this connection with his guy. Dang, that bye week being so late is tough.
It's
Hopefully, I
tough.
mean, this Cowboys defense isn't good. So if
No.
this game they might be able to make something happen. I mean, this stretch here, they have Cowboys and Jets.
Right.
That's okay. That's an okay stretch. Then Bills
Mhm.
Packers.
Tough.
Let's hope that by the time they get to Bills Packers, let's hope that they've built something. You know what I mean? Hope
I
maybe
think you
this
kind of,
17-0 comeback was the jump start they needed. And now
and
Bryce is going
that's
to be feeding. Yeah, like it's possible.
right. And that's why I said I think Rico Dowd will save their season.
Yeah,
Um,
it's a great point.
and uh, yeah, you hope that by the time they get into Bills Packers, they're 3-4. You hope that you hope your best case scenario you're 4-3, but you hope that they take one of those games
That
against
would
the
be
Jets
huge.
or Cowboys. Now, and we'll talk about the Cowboys Panthers game here coming up later, but
Yeah, absolutely. Let's get to that
um,
soon. Let's get to that
yeah,
soon.
let's get to that soon. But really
To wrap
quick,
up on the Panthers, yeah.
but really quick, um, bad breakdown, bad meltdown by the Dolphins. They're in a really tough spot right now as a team, and good for the Panthers. Any
Yep.
win is a good win right now. Um,
100%.
so,
Dolphins
but
got to
speak
find a way to get something going. Just to
they
wrap that up. They got to find a way to get something going, but
and
yes, let's get to
yes, really quick. Just this is a really quick thing. I just wanted to bring up real quick. Um, we won't talk much on it, but I
mm,
just know that you and I are big fans of this guy.
mm,
And you know who can just make it happen? You know who is blossoming? That's Mr. Drake May. Uh,
mm. Yes, sir,
it's
he
Drake
is.
May time in New England, dude.
Dude, it
Um,
really is. I'm really
I just
happy that he turned this up because I think a little bit the first couple games of the season, I think some people were wavering a little bit
yeah,
on him. He's turned it up. He's turned it up. Come on.
yeah. He's turned it
Yeah,
up. And
that's a
like
yeah.
I just had to bring him up. We had the graphic made. Um, he's Panthers fan himself, right?
Hey, true. Good
From
point.
North Carolina, Panthers fan himself.
Yep.
But
Yep. Charlotte boy.
he's 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 going to be something. We knew it. He had a rough first year. He had some tough circumstances. Having Mike
Yep.
Vrabel in there, um, having his offensive line be better,
Absolutely.
um,
Will Campbell playing great. I am
great.
super happy about my guy, Will Campbell. Who
Losing
said he should
Antonio
be a guard?
Gibson, yeah, dude, he's so good out there. He's so
I
good at
know.
tackle, man. Like,
That's what I'm saying. I knew he would be. Everybody was talking about his arms. He got T-Rex arms. He
yeah, they're talking about his
can't,
short arms, but you listen to it. I mean, like, you can talk about short arms, but
I know.
there are
And I do
some guys who
say,
make there are some guys who make comments after draft night.
yep.
where you're like when Josh Rosen said, "I'm gonna make sure they know that they made 9 incorrect picks," and then he was off the team
He
next
was,
year. Dude, when Will Campbell said, "I'm gonna make it my life's mission to make sure that Drake May never gets touched,"
yeah,
I was like,
this
dude,
guy's
this guy's
awesome.
gonna be insane.
Yeah,
That he's great, dude. Drake May is really coming into his own. 49, I mean the Panthers, geez Louise. The Patriots, um, they got a new
yeah,
franchise quarterback.
they
Um,
do, they do, and like you said, that injury to Antonio Gibson is really interesting. It's going to be interesting to
mhm,
see how they use the running backs going forward because
yeah,
Ramondre Stevenson can't stop fumbling, man. How many chances is he going to
no.
get?
He and he even made a comment himself, like they were interviewing him after the game at his locker. And it was after the 2 or 3 fumble game when they should have beaten the Steelers.
Mm-hmm.
And they were like, they asked him something about his role with the team. And he said, "Man, I might not have one if I keep fumbling." He
Yeah.
goes, he was like, "There's no need for me. They got no need for me. I'm not helping them if I keep fumbling like this." So it's like he knows.
Yep.
Um, and I'm excited to see Travion Henderson, more of Travion Henderson because big fan of him coming out of Ohio State. But um,
Definitely. It really is the kind of thing where the way they've used him so far is so strange that I honestly do wonder if he is struggling. Like, I wonder if he's struggling. I
mm,
know that he hasn't had, whenever he's gotten the ball, he hasn't, popped like crazy or anything.
yeah,
Um, but yeah, it is the kind of thing where his profile coming in, he was supposed to be great pass catcher, great pass blocker, which he has not
yeah,
been so far. And
yeah.
that's been what a lot of people are pointing at as the biggest issue is the fact that
Hmm.
he is struggling in pass protection. But it really is so weird that that was a
Yeah,
big selling point of his coming
yeah.
into the draft. And yeah, the explosiveness. So yeah, I agree. I really hope we get to see more of him. I
Hmm.
mean, even after Gibson
Well,
got hurt in this last game, they didn't, okay, all right, it's time to split between Stevenson and Henderson. No, it was pretty much still
yeah,
mostly Stevenson, even after he fumbled.
yeah,
So, yeah, it really is interesting to see what Variable is going to do there. Because I do think that's sort of a Variable mindset thing. Like, even
yeah.
if Henderson was super ready, it doesn't seem like Variable is the kind of coach to just be like, all right, explosive rookie, you take over.
Right.
So, we'll see what happens.
And and to finish closing thought.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Gibson. I think it's really unfortunate they lost Antonio Gibson because
Mm.
Antonio Gibson was having a really, really good year for them.
He was.
And he was having a really solid year after being the last couple of years being a backup running back,
Mm-hmm.
after being pretty good for Washington and just being the backup, backup, backup. And then he finally is having a year where it's like, oh, he's having a great year. And
Had a
then for it
clear
just
role.
be a clear role, and he was solid. He was really solid when he played for them. He had big runs. Um, I think it's a bigger loss than people think.
Sure.
That being said, with Drake May and this out of nowhere Stephon Diggs,
Yeah, it seems like he's back. It seems like, yeah,
yeah,
he just coming back from the injury or
yeah,
something, but he's back. It's time for Stephon Diggs to be Stephon Diggs.
yep, yeah.
10
That's
for
my
146 in this last, like, couple weeks.
that's
That's
yeah. He
great
absolutely,
game.
yeah, yeah. Good for them, dude. That was just wanted to point out Drake May there. Um,
Love the shout. I
yeah.
love
So
it.
do you want to jump to week 6? Talk about some predictions.
Let's make it happen, baby. Let's
Let's
do
do
it.
it. Okay. So, pulling up here, we got the early games. We got the early slated games starting with Thursday night football with the Eagles and the Giants. What you thinking here, Connor? What you thinking?
Eagles Giants. Eagles favored by 7. It's not enough. They should be favored by more than that. Eagles are winning that game. I believe the stat is in last 20 games the Eagles have played against the Giants, they're 18-2.
Golly, dude.
And I think one of the games that they lost, they were actively tanking and they were trying to.
I think I was at one of those two losses
Were you really?
uh, at MetLife Stadium, dude, and the Eagles were like playing backups.
Yep.
Yeah,
So that, yeah, man. Eagles are winning that thing, and I think they cover -7 as the spread.
yeah, I agree with you. I think the Eagles take this game. Um, while I'm a huge fan of Scadaboo,
Oh,
um,
sure. Tyrone Tracy
big old
back this week,
fan.
though.
Tyron Trey, dude, I do not care one bit, dude. Scadaboo, that is Scadaboo's position to lose. And I know he fumbled last week, but he's not a big fumbler. Like
No, he's not. No, he's
that's not
not.
in his game a lot. And so I think Tyron Tracy, even when he was healthy this year, looked fine.
Mm.
And I think Cam Scadaboo came in there and he's just bringing life in there.
Yeah,
And I think that if you're going to keep going with Jackson Dart, I think you got to keep going with Cam Scadaboo. Um,
I like that. I like that.
so yeah, I'm with you. What I'm saying is I'm with you. I think the Eagles take this game. I think they're pretty going to be pretty upset from losing
Yeah.
that game last week and at home against the Broncos. Um, and I think they figure some things out this week. Uh, so yeah, I'm gonna
Little
take the
get
Eagles.
right. Yeah, a little get right
They'll get
game
right.
there.
Next up on the slate, speaking of Broncos, we got the Broncos playing at MetLife against the Jets.
Um,
Broncos and Jets. What you thinking
Favored
this?
by 7.5, even more than Eagles Giants.
Yeah,
Which is, yeah, probably accurate. Yeah. Broncos winning.
yeah, yeah.
And the Jets are 0
It's a
5,
good
man.
plan. I mean, yeah, absolutely. Like I think that I'm a big Justin Fields guy.
Mm.
Um, he's not playing well.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
he's not making great plays. The offensive line hasn't been great for him. Um, the defense got torn apart by the Cowboys, um, which is something that I'll bring up later when we talk about Cowboys Panthers. But
Sure.
I gotta take the Broncos just because the Broncos defense is so good. Um, when they're all playing together, and Bo Nix is
He's turned it
as
up a
much
little
as
bit. He had a slow start to the season. He had a real slow
yeah,
start to the season, but he's gotten a little better. I think him
he's
and Sean
picking it
Payton
up.
are gelling this season. It took a little bit,
Right.
but they're gelling.
You think this is a get right game? Last week was a good win, but I don't think it was. I don't
No,
think you
I
could
agree.
classify it as get right.
I get what you're saying. I think that because they won that game, they are right. I think they're just going to take it to the Jets. You know what I mean? It's
And,
just, I think they're
okay,
just going to take it to them. Let's move
good
it
point.
on. Let's
I
go
agree.
to Rams Ravens. Rams Ravens. This
Rams
one,
Ravens.
another one that line is 7.5, favored to the Rams. Obviously, Ravens looking ugly. But I'll let you make this pick here.
uh, yeah. Unless Lamar is playing, Rams by 20, dude. Like
Sure,
I got it,
sure,
dude. Like Rams by 20 because,
sure.
dude, they're the most baffling thing to me. And we didn't get to it, but as a brief summary,
Sure.
we had a segment, What's Wrong with the Ravens? And just as a brief summary, everything.
Yeah,
Um,
pretty
and I
much.
think they're so baffling to me that in a backfield, you can have Marlon Humphreys, Jair Alexander, Kyle Hamilton, and you still get passed on like you're Swiss
Yeah,
cheesed.
your defense is still terrible. It's
And
just
they
horrible.
got Nate Wiggins.
They do have a lot of injuries. We got to shout that out. They are
Right.
extremely injured all over the field, quarterback, defense. So that does suck. but
Yeah.
it's part of the game, and the team is terrible right now.
And the main injury that people have been sure, Marlon Humphreys went down. But like
Yep.
the main injury that people have been talking about is Lamar, but he doesn't play defense.
No, he doesn't.
So
The
like
defense is still getting
so
torn
like
up anyway.
unless Lamar is playing, the Rams by 20 at
And he
least.
won't. He won't be. He
Yeah.
won't be. You
Yeah.
know. So I think I agree with you. Rams taking that one for sure. We're
Yeah.
picking all the we're starting with the teams that are favored by a lot. We're not doing
Sure.
that on purpose, but you know what I mean. Let's see. This one should probably be a little more contentious. Cowboys Panthers. So we just
Cowboys
talked at
Panthers.
length about the Panthers, but this one
Yeah.
I am going to say the Cowboys are favored by 3.5. I think that's probably fair, and I think I'm going to give it to the Cowboys. Panthers should have
Yeah.
some momentum coming off this win against the Dolphins, and they
Right.
hopefully they're able to move the ball pretty well against this bad Cowboys defense. But
Yeah.
I think that the Cowboys offense is going
Yeah.
to just probably move the ball at will
It's
against the Panthers.
exactly it's exactly what I
So
was gonna say.
I'm more
Yeah.
confident in that happening than the other way around. So I'm taking the Cowboys.
Yeah. Exactly what I was gonna say. Pretty much verbatim. Like I think no one on this Cowboys defense can guard T Mac. No one can lay a
Sure.
hand on T Mac.
Which will be exciting to see. Super
It
excited
will
to see
be
that
very
matchup.
exciting. It'd
Yep.
also be super exciting to see what a revenge game for Rico Dowdle will look like.
I know. I really hope he can turn it up again, man. I really do.
But like you said, this Cowboys offense, ever since bringing in Clayton Adams from the Cardinals as to be their OC, is, I mean, they're a
They're cooking.
juggernaut. Their
Yeah.
defense is not good, but their offense is like a juggernaut, dude. So
It's
I
crazy. The
think, like you
Cowboys are
said,
like, they're kind of like the Bengals of last year, except they've got a good
hmm
offensive line. You know what I mean? It's kind of
right,
it's really impressive.
yeah. I think if I had to give a final score prediction for this game, um, I think it would be Cowboys 38, Carolina 24.
I love it. I
I
hope
think I'd
I
go.
hope
I
it's a
think I'd go.
shootout like that. I think you're probably right.
I- And they're playing in, like I said, they're playing in Carolina, which this year the Panthers are 2-0 in Carolina. They shut out Atlanta 30-0, and they came back from behind to beat the Dolphins. Um,
It's an interesting thought.
but that,
And
like I
yeah,
said, that being said, I final score for me 38-24. Go ahead. I'm
I
sorry about
like
that.
that. And I was just looking at the over under. It's 49.5 over under, which is the third highest on the week. But just an
Yeah.
interesting quirk, the three games that are either tied with it or ahead of it are all the primetime games. Not including Thursday.
Interesting.
But
Not including
yeah,
Thursday.
no, the Thursday actually have the lowest. They do not think the Eagles and Giants are going to score very much, except for
Yeah.
Browns Steelers, which is 37.5.
Well,
Jesus Christ. But
and
no,
the Eagles.
yeah. Sunday Night
Yeah.
Football, Lions, Chiefs. Monday Night Football, Bills, Falcons. And then Monday Night Football, also Bears, Commanders, all at or above 49.5 over under. Gonna
Wow.
be some shootouts. Gonna be some shootouts.
That's what they expect, at least. Like
Yeah, for sure.
Lions and Chiefs for sure. Um, Lions and Chiefs for sure shootout. Bills and Falcons
Almost
can
definitely.
go either way.
I hope. I
Um,
mean, that one. If the Falcons' offense can move the ball, it will be a
if
shootout because we know the Bills will be.
if that's a big if, dude.
Right.
Like,
So we'll get there when we get there. Let's move it
right,
on to your boys, Cardinals Colts. What do you got?
right.
Line is 6.5 for the
Um,
Colts, by the way.
yeah, that's fair. That's a very fair. That's a very fair margin. I think they're being generous with it. Um, because in my opinion, like I said, I'm an avid Cardinals fan. If the Cardinals are playing a game, I will work around my schedule to watch it.
Love it,
This week, I have planned something during the 1 o'clock segment.
man. Man,
Yeah,
that
I
says
think
something.
that, and it's not on the defense, I want to pull up something real quick,
Sure.
a graph.
And now that you said
And
that,
it's
they're
just
winning 47-2, by the way. Now that you're not watching.
right. They're gonna have a huge game.
No.
But really quick, I just want to pull something. This is just a chart showing the average points per game allowed by each team's defense. And if you look, you'll see both the Cardinals and the Colts right, basically underneath each other, on
Right.
top underneath. The Cardinals are averaging 19 points a game scored on them, and they are 2-3.
It's impressive.
Um,
It's impressive.
it's impressive for all the wrong reasons, right?
Yeah.
The Colts are letting 18 points per game scored on them, and they're 4-1, and their
Yeah.
offense is absolutely insane. If you look up way up there, you'll see the culprits of the Cowboys and the Ravens, and the
Oh,
Ravens, my
dude, the Ravens are in a freaking league of
my
their own,
God,
man.
dude.
Don't look at them.
um,
You'll get vertigo. Don't look up there.
um, but like, I think that while I'm super impressed by this Cardinals defense, they're still hurt. Um, I love Will Johnson. I think Will Johnson
Yeah.
was, in my opinion, the steal of the draft in the second round.
Oh,
Um,
absolutely was. Another injury,
um,
guys, similar to like we talked about with Josh Simmons.
yeah, yeah.
Man,
And but with that being said, um, unless the Cardinals change their entire offensive philosophy in a week, I mean, Kyler Murray didn't practice today.
mm,
He's out
mm,
right now. He's
yeah,
questionable with a foot injury. So they got Jacoby Brissett, which is a favorable backup, right?
not too
But
bad actually.
if you got Jacoby Brissett back there, I mean, I don't
Not too
see it. Like I
bad.
said, unless if they change their entire offensive philosophy in a week and choose to keep going to the well of Marvin Harrison and Trey McBride and stuff, um, sure,
Yeah.
I think that they come close. I just, in my opinion, they're playing in Indy. Um, I think the Cardinals lose this game by 17 points.
Right.
14, 17 points. Because I just think the Colts offense with how dominant they're playing and
Right.
how their defense really is playing well. I just don't see a chance that I take the Colts in this game. What do you think?
Yeah. I agree with you. I think the Colts take it. Um, I think you're probably right. It. Hopefully, it doesn't look like the Raiders game, but it very well could.
If
It's a
Jacoby Brissett
possibility.
plays, it might.
Yeah.
And I
Yeah.
have I, I have extreme respect for Jacoby Brissett. Love it.
Most
Love that
definitely.
he's our backup quarterback. Um, but if Kyler doesn't play, just chalk it
Yeah.
up as a loss.
I hear you. All right. Let's keep it
Moving
pushing.
on. Why don't we go to your boys with the
Okay.
Seahawks in Jacksonville, dude? I'm so excited for this game.
Yeah.
I
Closest game we've talked about so far. They're giving 1.5 to the Jaguars.
yeah.
I think this is going to be a good game. I mean, based on the way the Jaguars looked last week, this is going to be a good game. That defense is really good. I think it'll be a test for Sam Darnold in the offense. I think
Mhm.
that offense can be really good. It's going to come down to the Seahawks injuries. A lot of did not practices today for the guys that we really want back. It is Wednesday though, so we'll
Right.
wait to see how it goes later in the week. Um,
We'll see how it looks
but
on Saturday.
of course, right. Wednesday is a big veteran rest day, I think. So
Right.
not too worried about that. There
Yeah.
was some talk earlier the week that Demarcus Lawrence and Witherspoon could be back, which would be
That'd be
huge.
huge. Yeah.
So if that is the case, if we get a couple of the guys back, I'm going to take the Seahawks. If not, I'm going to take the Jaguars. But I'm going to say the Seahawks lock it in.
Yeah. That's a good dude. It's a tough game to predict for me. And
Yeah.
like it's really tough, especially seeing what the Seahawks just did to the Buccaneers.
Sure.
Um, if Woolen plays, if Lawrence plays,
Yeah.
if you get those guys back, I'm picking the Seahawks as well.
Hmm.
Jacksonville, I think, is a tough place to play this year. Um,
Yeah. That
their
is another
fans,
aspect, though. The Seahawks really good on the road.
they
Really
are.
good on the road. Mike McDonald set some record. He's like the only coach ever, or not only, but he's joined a very exclusive list of coaches who their first 10 games on the road, they won 9 of them. So I mean that it's honestly like if we were playing at home, I'd feel worse, to be totally honest with you,
I mean,
because that's been the way that the Seahawks have played recently. Kind of happy we're coming to the East Coast. We're playing at 1 o'clock, 10 a.m. Seahawk time.
yeah,
To me, that's honestly a bump to the Seahawks.
right. Well, I think I'm gonna have to go. Like I said, if Woolen and Lawrence plays,
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna have to I'm gonna have to give it to the Seahawks because
Big
I
difference.
think that it's like what I talked about earlier with Trevor Lawrence. He's due every game for a boneheaded pick. And I think while it didn't bite him in the butt last week on Monday, I guess this
Yeah.
week, but on Monday,
Right.
I think it would against the Seahawks.
You're probably right.
Um, so I think the Seahawks take it off of that.
Okay.
All right. Sweet. Moving on out. Do you want to go why don't we talk about something that we were oh, how about the Browns at the Steelers?
Browns, Steelers, giving the Steelers 5.5. Dylan Gabriel. I
Dylan
mean,
Gabriel.
Dylan Gabriel. I don't know. I think the Steelers take this one, man. I don't know why I'm waffling. Steelers are going to take this one. That Steelers defense, they're in
Yeah.
Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
I don't think Gabriel's going to have a good day. I don't think he's going to have a fun time.
Yeah.
Steelers aren't going to be able to move the ball either very well, very much, because that Browns defense is actually pretty darn good.
Stout, dude.
But yeah, man, Steelers got that sort of. They just got that energy where, yeah, I think this one. I think they're going to clean this one up. 5.5. I'm taking that as well for the Steelers. I think they cover that.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think the Steelers are playing too well right now, and I
Yep.
think their defense is finding their stride. Um, and while I was impressed by Dylan Gabriel against a tough Vikings
Sure.
defense,
That's yeah. Sure.
um, while I was impressed by Dylan Gabriel, um, I just don't see the Steelers losing this game.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so I agree with you. I think they take the over on that
Yeah.
actually.
Oh yeah.
Um, but it is gonna be tough because the Browns defense is tough. Their defensive line is tough.
Yep.
Um, and Aaron
We'll
Rodgers
see
can't
how.
run.
Yeah. We'll see how Rodgers handles that. That'll be an interesting
Yeah.
part of it for sure. Let's go
Moving.
Chargers Dolphins. Chargers
Ooh,
Dolphins. Um,
dude.
4.5 to the Chargers. Not enough.
Wow.
Like, I mean, not enough.
Wow. I mean, maybe, like,
What's the
dude, when I
argument for the Dolphins here?
my argument for the Dolphins here is that, dude, the Chargers offensive line against the Commanders
Good point.
looked atrocious.
I mean,
I
it's
mean,
just
like,
it's so injured. It's not even funny.
I
It's
know it
truly
is,
so injured.
and it's no like, and it's unfortunate.
It is.
I'm not saying that they're not because they are. They're super injury ridden on that offensive line.
Yep.
But what they have going right now is terrible. And like the Miami Dolphins defensive line is good.
Mm-hmm.
And they have passed. If you go back and you watch that Commanders Chargers game, every single play that was good was made by Justin Herbert running out of the pocket and making a play. Like he literally had to escape and then make a play. One of the biggest
Yeah.
plays for the Chargers in the game was a scramble.
You
by
know what?
Justin
I think
Herbert.
you're right, and I think you're absolutely right about that. I just think he's going to be able to do it. I just think he's going to do it again. I think he's just going to be scrambling, running all over the place, and just dicing
I
the
mean,
secondary up. I think that's
I mean, that's what
who
you'd
do they
hope
have
for out
for
of his
Quentin
team.
Johnston? Who do they have for QJ? Who do they have?
Dude, and it does blow with them losing Hampton,
Oh, it
Amarian
does. Yeah, that is actually pretty big. Not that
Hampton.
they were running the ball very much anyway. They were very much a
No,
pass heavy team.
yeah, and like, which is the opposite of what people thought. Um,
100%. The exact opposite.
but yeah, I just think that. Well, let me put it this way.
Mm,
I think the Chargers win.
yeah.
But I
You
don't
think it
think.
could be like 21-20 or 21-17?
Yeah, like I think it could be like. I think 1.5 is a little rough.
Sure, of
Like I think
course.
that's a
Sure.
little harsh.
That's too much. Yeah.
Um, because I think that while the Chargers did look fairly bad against the Commanders are a good football team with Jaden Daniels at quarterback.
Definitely.
Um, so I think it's a little harsh. I think the Chargers take the over for sure, but I think
Hmm.
that Justin Herbert's going to be on the run again. Um,
I
and
think
I
you're
think he's
probably
going to
right.
need a big game from like Johnston. Absolutely.
Yeah. I mean,
Um,
like I said, I think you're right. I think that those wide receivers will be able to get open. Lad McConkey,
yeah,
Keenan Allen, Quinn Johnston
right.
now. Um, so yeah, I think that
I think
that's
this
what
could be
I've
a
got
big.
there.
I think this could be a big Keenan Allen game.
I think you're right. He's going to be the one he's got that. He knows where to sit. He knows where
Yeah,
to hang
this
out
could
if
be
his
a big
quarterback's in
Keenan
trouble.
Allen game.
I think you're
Yeah,
right. I think that's a good call. Keeping it pushing to Patriots Saints. Patriots Saints.
dude.
Last of the 1 o'clock window games. 3.5 to the Patriots. Not enough. I feel like I'm saying that a
Three and a
lot.
half.
Not enough.
Wow.
Only 3.5.
Wow. I mean, I know New Orleans is a tough place to play. Like, New Orleans is tough. They have their fans come out. Every time they played New Orleans this year, it's been a one-score game. Um, and I think Spencer
Impressive.
Rattler is a lot better than people are giving him credit for. Um,
No, I agree.
I
Rattler has
I
actually
think,
looked pretty good.
and he don't get me wrong, he was awful last year. But I think the leap that he has made from year one to year two is good for him and bad for Tyler Shuck.
Mm.
Um,
Well, yeah, yeah.
yeah, and I mean Tyler, I wasn't expecting much from him at 26-year-old rookie, anyways. But like,
A bit of a still a head scratching pick on that one there.
and, and
I don't get that one.
no, when there were so many people on the board they could have gone with,
Right.
and
Yeah,
like,
for sure.
and well, I know why they did it. It's because they were expecting him to come in and take Spencer Rattler's job, and then Spencer Rattler beat him out.
I mean,
Um,
all I'll say to that is no, nobody thought that was going to happen except them. And nobody thought when
right,
they took him there. Nobody was like, "Oh, there's the new Saints starting quarterback. He's winning that
dude.
job." Nobody
No,
thought that. Like
and to take
it's
him in
yeah.
the second round, when honestly you could have, if you waited until the fifth and just draft Shador Sanders
Draft Shooter Sanders
in
or
the
take
fifth
like
round, dude.
I don't know, man. Yeah,
But anyways,
or don't take a quarterback.
I'm building up this Saints team as if I'm gonna pick them, and I'm not.
No, yeah. I
Patriots
mean,
take this game for sure. It's Drake
yep.
made time. Um,
It's
it's
one of
Drake.
those where like yeah, the Saints did look good last week. And I'm understand that's probably why the line is what it is because they did look good
Right.
last week.
Yeah,
Um,
their defense looked good,
yeah, right, right.
and their
So
offense
it's
had good moments. Yeah,
right. So that is that there's a world where they do pull this out. There's a world where they do pull this out
sure.
if the Patriots I guess shit the bed. But
Yeah, like
But yeah, no,
yeah,
I'm confident. I think Drake May's had his breakout, and it's not good news for the Saints.
yeah, and I think that going from Jackson Dart to Drake May, it's pretty substantial.
Let's get to the
All
4 o'clock
right.
games. 4 o'clock, 4:05. We got one game at 4:05. Titans Raiders. Titans Raiders. 1-4. 1-4.
Dude,
Titans Raiders.
remind me to set an alarm not to watch this game.
Oh, he's saying anytime Red Zone puts it on, he's turning it off.
I'm turning it, dude. That's the only time I'd
Oh,
support commercials in red zone. Um,
what? Let me ask you a question. We're gonna steal something from Bill Simmons here. What do you think the line is? What do you think the line is? Who's favored and by how much?
I'm gonna be honest with you. I think Vegas is thinking like me right now. I know we talked a little bit early before the pod, before we hopped
Mm-hmm.
on, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm thinking Titans, dude. I'm
Okay.
thinking Titans.
And what do
Um,
you think the number is?
I think it's 2.5.
You think Titans are getting 2.5? Would you be
Well,
surprised to learn?
it,
Would you be
yeah,
surprised to
dude.
learn that the Raiders are favored by 4.5?
Oh, jeez, dude. Dude, for
But no
what?
way. I don't know, man. I
For
don't know.
what?
Well, I guess it's just because Vegas just doesn't believe the Titans. They believe that comeback was a mirage and that the Cardinals sold the game away, which they kind of did. And
Of
so
course.
they think that, hey man, I don't think the Raiders are gonna pick off a ball and then fumble it and then it's gonna get recovered for a touchdown. And I don't think they're
Right.
gonna have a 70-yard run get turned into a touchback.
Right.
So I think the Raiders might win. That's what Vegas is saying. I am Man, this one's actually tough for me to pick, man.
I'm going
This is
Titans,
tough.
dude.
Wow.
I am, dude. I'm going Titans. I believe that they're going to do it again. And I think that um that's how little I believe in the Raiders right now because we can say all the fumble stuff, right? Because it's true. All
Mm-hmm.
the fumbles and how the Cardinals absolutely had one of the most atrocious meltdowns in NFL history. But Geno Smith has thrown 9 picks in 5 games.
You're right. I think that I'm gonna pick the Raiders. I'm gonna pick the Raiders.
Okay.
Make this the first one where we differ here. I'm gonna
Okay.
pick the Raiders because the Titans' run defense is bad.
Right.
This is the Genty week. I think
Mm.
this is the Genty week. I know he had like 30-something fantasy points. Don't worry about that. This is the Genty week. This
Yeah.
is it. He's busting out. He's running all over the place. I think that's what's. I think that's gonna take them where they need to go because I think at the very least the change I think they may make is just taking the ball out of Geno's hands. They may say, "Listen, man, we're just gonna hand this thing off because
Maybe.
Genty looks really good and you don't." So I think
Maybe.
it could just come down to that.
You could be very right about that. I
Yeah.
agree. Like, I think, and I'm going to really quick here, I'm going to go back to the graphic of the defense
Pull it up. Pull it up.
and just look. The Raiders and the Titans are tied with 28 allowed a game.
It's kind of awesome. It's kind of
That
awesome.
is, dude, that's sick. I'm not going to lie.
But
Um,
it's so funny that their over-under line is only 41 and a half, and the defenses are so bad. They also, dude, that's actually really fucking funny. Vegas thinks the
um,
offenses are so bad that the over-under is that low, with the defenses also being bad. That's awesome.
and like, I can show you what the crowd's reaction is going to be watching
Yeah,
these
let's
games.
see it.
Oh man, dude. I think that's what they already kind of look like. I think that's what
Brother,
both
that's
friends. Let me tell you something.
some
That's
massive.
what
That dude
I looked. That's what
Photoshop
I
a
looked
Raiders
like on
jersey on like
Sunday.
that. Yeah,
Yeah,
I bet you did. I bet you did.
dude.
I kind of did a little bit too, even though my team put up 35 points, but I kind of did too.
Yeah,
It was
I
heartbreaking.
understand that. Yeah,
Um, it was heartbreaking. All right, let's push it. Let's keep pushing to 49ers
right.
Buccaneers because this is actually a good game. Um,
It will be a good game.
49ers Buccaneers 4-1 versus 4-1. Buccaneers favored by 3. Buccaneers favored
Good,
by 3.
good. I like it. I think that, dude. Who knows with Brock Purdy anymore? Um,
Well, shit, is he even playing, dude? Like,
I don't know.
who's actually going to quarterback this team? Because both of them
Oh,
are hurt as shit. I'll tell
that
you my worst
situation.
nightmare is the 49ers like winning this game just after what happened last week. Little
In
hatred
Tampa,
action. Yeah.
in
If
Tampa
they
too,
if they
dude.
win, just again to add that we're worse at home, so we would have won the game if we were playing in Tampa. I just want to clarify that. But
That's a good point.
no, no, but I'm gonna pick the Buccaneers, but something's telling me it's gonna be close. Who doesn't matter who's quarterback, and it could be freaking Adrian Martinez, their third guy. I think it could get close.
Uh,
But I hope not.
we had another thing up here we were going to talk about, um, which ties into this a lot, which is how are the 49ers so good? Like, it doesn't quite. It's
I
Kyle
mean,
Shanahan, dude. Like he and
it
Robert
is
Sala.
also. I don't know how they beat the Rams. That's the only one where I'm truly scratching my head. Like, how did they do that?
Right.
Because like Cardinals, Saints, Seahawks. First week of the season, you beat the Seahawks. They were not gelled. You know what I mean? Seahawks 49ers games, it's one of those things where it doesn't matter the quality of the teams. It's always going to be close. I understand how you pull that out. You beat the Saints
Right.
because they're the Saints. The Cardinals, again, it's a similar situation where
Bad.
division game, you never know how it turns out, and it was a close
And their
game too.
offense, Cardinals' offense is terrible.
Yeah, right, exactly. And then you lose to the Jaguars, and then you beat the Rams. I just think that this is the kind of thing where if they end up, if the 49ers record at the end of the season, they have like 6 or 7 wins, I honestly wouldn't be surprised. They got 4 right now.
Yeah.
I will tell you that I wouldn't be surprised if that happens. I also wouldn't be surprised if they ended with 10 or 11. You know what? I just wouldn't. I wouldn't be
Yeah.
surprised at either of those two outcomes. So I'm going to pick the Buccaneers here, but
Mm-hmm.
I truly won't be surprised if the 49ers win. I'll be upset, but I won't be surprised.
Right. I'm gonna have to agree with you. I got
Yeah.
the Buccaneers winning, based off who's quarterback.
That's
Um,
really is the biggest wrinkle because both Purdy and Jones have been limited in
yeah,
practice.
yeah.
Um,
I,
but
I think either way, in my opinion, the Buccaneers win.
yeah,
Do I see a possibility where the 49ers do it? Yeah, because they seemingly do it always. Um,
right.
but I I just don't think you stop this Buccaneers offense, dude. And
That's a
if
good
this
point
comes, and I will say that almost every 49ers game has been a one possession game.
for sure. Yes, they've only played close.
Guess who does not lose one possession
Oh
games?
my goodness, the Buccaneers. I didn't get to say this stat when we were talking about them, but I'm sure you've got the same thing of just they're the first team ever to have
Yeah.
been tied or trailing in the final minute of all 4 of their wins.
Yeah.
What the hell, man? What the hell is that?
Dude,
How's that possible?
Baker does not lose one possession
He's
games.
got
You put the
to
ball in
win.
his hands, he's gonna
Yep.
win.
Yep, for sure.
So I'm going with the Buccaneers.
I agree. I'm right there with you.
Cutting over, you want to talk about the Bengals and Packers?
Let's do it. Biggest spread of the week.
Not with Joe Nasty.
14 points
Did
going
you
to the
wait?
Green
Say that
Bay
again. Say that
Packers.
again.
14. 1-4. 14 points going to the Packers.
14 points. Well, they're playing in Green Bay,
Oh,
right?
my damn. Yes, they are. The money line, if you were to put some money on the Green Bay Packers, I believe $10 would win you $1. It's minus 1,000.
Yeah, and
So
if you want to take $5 from your wallet and set it on fire, then bet on the Bengals.
you could
Like,
do that plus 650. You might actually make some money.
hey, let me tell you something. My brother has really gotten into sports betting.
Nice.
Like, he'll call me on like Sunday nights and he'll be like, I have
Nice.
5 bets going on this game. And
Nice.
he said, he was like, are y'all gonna do like a bet thing
Mm-hmm.
on the podcast? And I initially told him probably not, but we're kind of covering the overs right now.
No, we're covering the. Yeah,
We're
we want
covering
to
the
mention the
overs right
spreads. We
now.
want to mention. We want to mention what's going on with the markets because It's important, and
It's a
I
big
mean,
it's a
we you
big
know
part of
we can
sports
pick
today.
Bengals Packers, but if we pick the Bengals, we look stupid, man. It's minus fucking 14.
Dude, I mean, like, it's so obviously,
Dude, I
dude,
gotta
the
be honest.
Packers.
I gotta be honest. The Bengals might win this. Wait, hold on. Let's think about this. Whenever anyone thinks one thing is gonna happen, whenever everybody agrees,
Right.
like Vegas does here, they're giving the Packers 14 points. Perfect time. You got the Bengals
It's a
right where you
trap
want.
game, dude.
It's
It's a
trap.
trap game,
Joe Flacco can do it, man. Again, he
dude.
can do it again. He knows that Packers team. He beat them once. Get him in there. He's
You're
slinging that
right.
thing to Chase and Higgins. Chase Brown
And
finally breaks one. No,
dude,
I'm just
and
kidding. That's not happening. The Packers will win.
yeah,
I
it's
wouldn't
like,
take that spread though. That spread's insane. But
yeah, 14. I think is a little.
it's insane.
Well, the Bengals defense is trash. Like
Great point. Yeah, really bad.
the
Yeah,
Bengals defense, Trey Hendrickson's good. Um,
yeah.
the Bengals defense is bad.
That's what it is. Is the Packers? They won't be able to stop the Packers, but the Packers will
Yeah,
probably be able to stop them a couple times.
yeah. I mean, you got Joe Flacco back, and it's his first game. I cannot believe
Dude, I
that
gotta
they
be honest.
traded
I gotta
for
be
him.
totally honest. Wait. Let me think about this. Joe Flacco, is Jamar Chase the best wide receiver he's ever played with? Am I forgetting somebody?
I'm trying to think about his time with the Ravens.
That's what I'm saying. I don't know if it would have come on the Ravens. And then he was with the Browns, and then he was with the Colts. This is
Well,
very easily the best wide receiver he's ever played with.
yeah, I mean, Jamar Chase is different.
I mean,
Like
yeah, Jamar Chase is different.
Jamar
I mean,
Chase.
I could see this being a sort of Jameis Winston situation where he's just slinging that thing, just all over the place, slinging
Dude,
that thing.
he's got nothing to lose,
Right, exactly.
and this
You got nothing to
Bengals
lose?
team also has nothing to lose.
Oh, I
Um,
mean, absolutely not.
so
That's what I'm
anything
saying. So
better. So,
it could be fun.
oh
It would
yeah,
be fun if that happened, but Packers,
will I be watching? Yes.
yeah,
Uh,
most definitely. Well, there's only
Packers.
3 games kicking off at 4 o'clock, which is just ridiculous that the NFL does that. So you got no
I
choice.
know.
You got
I
to
know.
watch it.
Um. So yeah, Packers.
Yep.
Going Packers.
All right, primetime Lions
Right.
Chiefs. Very exciting. Chiefs
Lions.
getting 2.5. Chiefs favored by 2.5.
Chiefs favored by 2.5.
I'm seeing. That's what I'm seeing.
I mean, they are at Arrowhead, right?
Yep.
I don't agree.
I don't agree. Well, they are 2-3, and the Lions are 4-1. Lions have looked pretty darn good.
Yeah. Their offense has looked insane.
Yeah,
Ever
it may
since
be a case
losing,
of Chiefs, move the ball really well against this Lions defense, but
I'll say this. I think that Hutchinson is gonna eat Jawan Taylor alive.
almost definitely.
But I think that if they can contain Hutchinson to a certain point, then the Chiefs will win this game. Because the Lions secondary can be exposed at points.
Absolutely.
Even with Kirby Joseph, even with Anzalone, even with Terrion
I mean,
Arnold.
Terrion Arnold has been so bad. He just got hurt, which may end up being a net positive in a messed up way, but because he's just been terrible. So
so I think that if you can contain Hutch in that defensive line a little bit, I think the Chiefs could win this game. I just think the Lions offense, ever since losing to the Packers in week 1, has just been on a tear.
yeah.
So in my opinion, I got to go with the Lions here, but I think it's a close game.
I agree with you. I'm going to go with the Lions. I think they're probably. I think the Chiefs are probably only favored because they're at home. I'll take the Lions. I'm taking the Lions as well. The Lions as well. Let's move it to Monday night. 2 games Monday night.
Double header.
I like when they do that, but I'm going to be honest. I don't like the 7:15, 8:15 thing. I love the 7:15, 10 o'clock thing, though. When they did that a couple weeks ago, that was awesome. Loved it. They should do that every week. The 7:15, 8:15 thing doesn't really make sense to me. Why are you overlapping the games? I don't really get it.
Yeah,
Um,
it's pretty frustrating.
it's pretty frustrating. Like, dude, why are you playing only three kickoffs at 4 o'clock, and you've got two Monday night games that are going to be overlapping? I don't get it. I don't like that. That doesn't
No.
make sense to me at all.
Yeah, I agree. It's kind
By
of
the
like,
way, the 7 o'clock, 10 o'clock thing is coming back in a couple weeks with the Seahawks playing at 10 o'clock. It's going to be pretty cool. I'm excited.
well, I know here in like a week or two, the Cardinals play the Cowboys on Monday Night Football.
Mm.
Um,
What if it's the same week? That'd be exciting.
that would be exciting. Um,
um, but
starting off
okay,
with the
let's go.
first
This
one,
first game, yep, Bills Falcons. Bills Falcons.
back up.
Bills favored by 4.5, playing in Atlanta. What do you got?
Bills.
Yeah,
I think
yeah,
that
I know.
I
Yeah,
I,
it's the
I
Bills.
know they just I think the Bills are pissed from losing to the Patriots at home, and um, while I think the Falcons have super good offensive pieces.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Most
Kyle
definitely.
Pitts, Kyle Pitts, generational. I mean,
The
just
fact you said his name first is actually kind of crazy. I don't know. I don't know.
yeah,
I
I
mean,
know.
it caught me off
When they
guard there.
when you
It scared me a little.
when you have Bijan Robinson and Drake London and
Right,
those
right,
guys,
right. I was thinking of those
and
guys. Those were the guys I was kind of thinking of.
Michael Penix
Yeah,
is
man.
interesting.
I
He's
like him a
interesting.
lot. I like him a lot. I really like him. I hope he keeps just like, hope they give him a shot forever, essentially.
Yeah,
Like, just keep
yeah.
letting him sling it. He'll get it eventually. He'll get it. There's
He's
sometimes
at
where he
that.
clearly doesn't get it, but sometimes he does, and it looks really awesome.
Yeah, and like I was just about to say, he's at that point where he either looks really good or it's
Yeah.
bad. And like
Yep.
I think as the Falcons, when you're the defense has stepped up from last year. I think when you're the Falcons, um, just let him sling it, dude.
On the real.
Uh,
On the real.
let him sling it. That being said, Bills. I'm taking Bills.
Yeah.
I
Me
think this
as
could be.
well.
I think this could be a big Bijan Robinson game.
That would be
Um,
nice. That would be really nice. That would help their chances a lot. On the flip side, if they can shut down James Cook, who's been on a tear, who the
right,
Patriots were able to shut down,
right.
that'll help a lot.
And it could be a big. It could be a big Drake London game, given how much they just gave up to Stephon Diggs.
Good point.
Um,
Good point.
so I think it'll be. I think it'll be a fun one to watch. But I got to go Bills.
I agree. We'll be tuned in though.
That leads us to the second game of this doubleheader, the rematch from last year that sent the Bears
Mm,
spiraling.
man, just
What are
truly
you
a
thinking
sliding
here?
doors moment there. One team went like that. One team went like that.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
There's Commanders. Commanders 4.5. Favored by.
Commanders
Favored by
four
four
and
and
a
a
half.
half.
Wow. I'm gonna let you
This
take
is
this
this
one.
is a bit of a tough one. I'm gonna go Bears. I'm gonna take the Bears. I think the
I gotta agree.
Bears. Yeah, I think the Bears can pull this out. I mean, Jaden Daniels, if he's fully healthy, you know what I mean. He's a game changing type of player. But man, the Bears, I think they're getting it. They're getting it. They're coming off the bye week. Coming off the bye week. I hope that means they're going to incorporate more of their rookies. Luther Burden and Colston Loveland haven't really done anything at all so far this season. Really
Right.
hoping that changes after this bye week. Hope they implemented them. And I think this is a perfect chance to you're on prime time.
Yeah.
Let's show what we've got here. We got this is a new Bears team. New Bears
Yeah.
team taking the Bears.
And the Bears have been on prime time a couple of times now. And I think that's heavy to do with Ben Johnson. I think it's heavy
Mm-hmm.
to do with
Of
Caleb
course.
Williams in year two, which we're really before we finish up, we're gonna talk very briefly and just look at a graphic about year two quarterbacks.
Yeah. Let's throw
But
it up because we're talking about it
but
right now.
as we're talking about them, really quick about this game, um, I think I'm gonna agree with you. I
Mm-hmm.
had the Bears
Okay.
winning.
Nice.
Um, I had the Bears winning. I think that it left a bad taste in their mouth from last year. I think it truly sent them spiraling. But
Mm-hmm.
I think that game against the Commanders led them to where they are now. with
Most
Ben
definitely.
Johnson. Um, and I do think that the Bears win this game. Now, that being said, Jaden Daniels
Right.
uh, is so good. Um, and the Commanders' defense looked really good last week. Um, but I got to choose the Bears. And the graphic we're about to show you now is a graphic made by Pro Football Focus, which is very, very highly regarded, very highly touted in the sports world, in the football world. And it's dealing with two of these year two quarterbacks, Caleb Williams and Jaden Daniels, and its
I mean, this
projections,
is just so
ceilings, and
funny.
floors. I
This is
mean
just so funny. This is awesome.
that it's crazy, dude. I mean, talk about highs and lows. The one
Talk about
to me,
highs and lows. Let's firstly just talk about Caleb Williams, the guy we were talking about.
yeah,
Floor. Apparently, there's no player that he could be like. You
it's
could have
just bust.
said anybody. No, it's just bust. His floor is he's
It's
just a bust.
bust. And you sit there and you wonder, Jordan Love's playing in the NFL now. I mean, all of these guys are, except for Drew Brees. But
Right.
like, but Jordan Love is playing in his division. And a part of you thinks, what? Like, he's playing as well as Jordan Love is now. Like, and maybe that's
that
their point. Maybe that's their
that's a
point. Maybe they're.
well. Now, to be clear, I do think this graphic was from before the season.
I agree.
Um, this list was made before the season, so I think there
Hmm.
have been some changes with obviously if you look at that Bo Nix one there, talk about some Drew Brees ceiling.
Yeah, let's
Um,
pull that one back
which
up. Jeez
we're gonna
Louise.
cool out with that now. We're gonna cool out with that after seeing him this season.
Drew
We're gonna cool
Brees.
out
And
with
I
that,
sure they're tying it to Sean Payton,
of
right?
course.
Sean Payton's his head coach, and
It's the easy
he
thing to
looked
think.
right. The one that is shocking to me. Can you guess which one it is?
Shocking. Um, is it the one having to do with Kyler Murray?
It is not.
Oh, okay, all right. I was thinking, maybe
It is the one to do with previously mentioned Drake May.
yes. Well, that does
I
say
think it's
ceiling Trevor Lawrence, which is just ridiculous.
stealing
As
is
as we've seen,
Trevor Lawrence,
yeah.
dude. I
After
think that
yeah,
and his floor is Daniel Jones. And you see some of these floors of these guys, and
mm,
you have to assume that they're talking about the worst parts of their career.
sure.
Because now Daniel Jones is an MVP candidate. Well, let me rephrase. This was before the season.
No, of course,
Right?
no one could have seen this coming with
No one
with Daniel
predicted this.
Jones.
But looking at this now,
Mm-hmm.
um, you have to assume also, but even before this, Sam Darnold had a great year for the Vikings.
He did,
So
which
basically
is very interesting.
what they're saying there is JJ McCarthy will not be bad ever.
Right.
His
Or
floor,
like, yeah,
his floor and ceiling are MVP candidates from
I
their
guess so.
respective years. The
I guess so.
Jaden Daniels one with Lamar Jackson and Kyler Murray. I think it's fair.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, I think he's going to be better than Kyler. I think he is better than Kyler right now.
Sure.
Um, which one? Which one do you like the most?
I like the Penix one, man. Floor Jameis Winston is funny because it's true. It's actually
it's
really
so
true. It's still
it's
true.
so good,
That
dude.
one's real good. That one's accurate. I gotta give it to him on that one because
Mister
it's
30
true.
from 30.
There's absolutely a world where Penix never fully figures it out, and he's a 30 for 30 kind of guy. But I
Yeah,
also agree that there's a world where he does figure it out and he's slinging that thing all over the place, just like Justin Herbert. Now, I don't like that comparison fully because Herbert's biggest issue is like a lack of true confidence, I get, and maybe not confidence, but
mm,
he's a real analytical guy. He's not going to take a ton of risks, and Penix
right.
takes all kinds of risks. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? So I don't truly love that, but I do like the skill equivalent. I think Penix does have a shot to get up there.
yeah, I agree. Um, yeah, I mean the Daniel Jones ones for Drake May is pretty bad. Uh,
Yeah, it's looking bad now. I'll give them a pass before the season, but it's looking real bad.
It's looking real bad. Like,
It's looking real bad.
but with
But
that
with
being
that
said,
said, yeah,
I
we're
think
both
Bears,
picking the dang
Bears,
Bears. That what could go wrong?
hey, let's look and really quick, just to look at that defensive chart really quick, one more time.
Mm,
I mean, the Commanders are allowing 20 points a game through 5 weeks, and the Bears are allowing 29. Um,
shootout. 50 and a half
Shootout,
over under. Pretty high.
shootout. And what's the
I
what
love
was
it.
the money line again? The Commanders 3.5,
Commanders 4.5.
4.5. What's the
Yep.
what's the point total over under?
So sorry. Commanders getting 4.5. The money line for Commanders is minus 230. And
Okay,
then the over under for the game is 50 and a half.
50.5.
Yeah, for the game. Yep.
You think you're hitting the over on that?
I mean, it's really high. Second highest of the week. I think probably the smart money's on the under, but like, man, I
Yeah.
want to see a shootout. Let's
You want to see an
go.
over, dude.
Come on.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. Yeah, I think Bears. That being said, I think the Commanders could very easily win this game.
Oh, most definitely.
Um,
Right, right. This is a bit of an upset pick here, but
right.
we think the Bears pull that thing out.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, this has
All
been a
right,
great
dude.
conversation. Thank you so
Absolutely,
much for
dude.
listening. And thank you, Caleb, so much for being here. Thank you for talking
Yeah,
with me.
thank you,
This
dude.
has been great.
It's been fun.
And would absolutely love to have you at home back next week.
Yeah. This is going
We're
to
gonna
be
keep
a
doing this thing.
yeah, it's going to be a weekly thing. We hop on here and at least for the time being, mainly just talking about football if you like football. Um
We'll branch
Gonna
out to
try
some other
to
sports at a certain point, most definitely.
yeah. Yeah, but also let us know. Um we want to hear from you. Hope you all
Yeah,
enjoy. We've enjoyed talking to you. All enjoyed having this conversation. Uh
absolutely.
all right. Thank you. I will see you next week.
See you next time.